Hi, welcome to Ocean Yummy's channel. So, Nature Boy was trying to play. I don't know what he was trying to play here. To be honest, he was asking about the void um, restrictions. He was saying all sorts of things. He's really acting really weirdly in this. I'm gonna play it. Let's see.
To advise you on the record of all of the dangers in doing so.
Man, please don't do that.
The COVID issue has been resolved. The attorneys are fine going forward. The jurors are fine going forward. I'm wearing a mask. It's not an issue. So CDC guidelines are changing. Anyway, so that ship has sailed. We are going forward with this trial. We're in the middle of it.
Okay,
If you want to have a different attorney, you don't get to choose a different attorney in the middle of the trial. We don't stop for you to get a new lawyer. You either proceed with Mr. Booker or you proceed by yourself, period. Two choices. Those are the only ones you have.
is that on record?
Yes, everything is on the record.
Okay, I would like to fire my attorney and find new
Okay,
counsel.
that is not an option. Okay, you're not listening to me, Mr. Bishop. The options are proceed with Mr. Booker or proceed without an attorney. Those are the two options you have at this juncture, period. Nobody in the back can help you. Look at me. I'm talking to you. Two options, proceed with Mr. Booker or proceed pro se and represent yourself, which is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea.
Why is that my only two options?
That's the law, Mr. Bishop, period. That's the law.
So I'm not allowed to seek other counsel?
Not in the middle of trial, no, sir.
Even if I'm not being represented right?
Sir, that's the ruling. Do not argue with me.
Is that on record?
Everything is on record, Mr. Bishop. Everything is on the record. So what do you want to do?
He's trying to get this case thrown out. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying all sorts of ways not to go through the process so he can be brought to justice. He's bringing every single thing. Is it on record? Is certain things, like the void is restrictions is there, all sorts of stuff. He's trying to do a Darren, is it that guy who plowed into the people in the square? He's trying to do that, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work because we already know you're getting life already. Like, what are you trying to do? Whatever you do is not gonna work in your favor. You can't control this situation. You're going through the law. He's just really trying it. It's mad.
You proceed with Mr. Booker or you proceed without an attorney, but we're not stopping the trial for you to get a new lawyer.
What about the COVID?
We've already discussed that, sir. You have a mask, I have a mask, we have hand sanitizers, the jurors are fine with it, counsel's fine with it, we are way more than 5 feet away from each other. So you're trying everything you can to not go forward with this trial.
Because I'm not being treated fair.
Okay, you are entitled to your opinion, Mr. Bishop, I'm not gonna argue with you, but we are moving forward with the trial. One way or the other. If you're concerned about COVID and you want to stay in the back and do not want to participate in the trial, that is also your right. And we'll try you an extension. That is considered a voluntary absence from court.
Really?
Really?
Because I don't want to be in here and be exposed to COVID?
Then you can sit in the back and we can try the case in your
So
house.
I don't have the right to have any opinion about this?
I don't even understand that question. Those are your choices.
Meaning like make a decision on my behalf.
Okay. Mr. Bishop, this is the last time I'm going to tell you your options, okay? As far as counsel, you either proceed with Mr. Booker or you represent yourself, period. You do not get to stop the trial to hire a new attorney. Number one. Number two, COVID. I've discussed this with counsel. We've mentioned it to the jurors. Everybody is fine with going forward. We have masking in place. We have provided you with a mask. We have hand sanitizer. COVID's been going on for 4 years, folks. We got to figure out how to live with this. We are way more than 5 feet apart, and the CDC guidelines are in the process of changing anyway with respect to the isolation rules. And while they haven't changed yet, they are in the process of changing them to eliminate the isolation requirements and just to require masks. I am wearing a mask. I will wear a mask throughout the entire trial. So that if you're not comfortable with that, and you want to sit in lockup during the course of the trial, that is your right. And that will be considered a voluntary absence from the proceeding.
Will I be able to hear? What's going on?
Nope, there's no feed back there. Nope, you wouldn't be able to hear it. So it's up to you.
So,
2 choices. Or proceed or it's go in the back. That's it.
and this is on record.
Everything, yes, everything is on.
He's trying to throw the trial. He's trying to
Record.
throw it.
Everything I'm saying is
He's trying
on the
to throw
record.
it.
So the appellate courts can hear it. If they think I handled it improperly, they'll have their discretion to do whatever they deem appropriate. So you need to decide now what you're doing.
He's trying to throw the trial. He's trying to throw it. He's trying to throw it.
Do you want to stay in the courtroom for the remainder of the proceeding, Mr. Bishop? And participate in this trial?
Participate?
Yes. Testify, not testify, be here when witnesses
So
testify.
whether I'm here or not, this is gonna go forward.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Who will be representing me if I fire my lawyer?
You will represent yourself. Those are your
Okay, and
interests.
if I represent myself and not choose to be in the court, then who represent? Then who?
Nobody.
This guy's hilarious. He's absolutely hilarious. You can't control the court. This is the law.
Nobody.
Okay, well, I would fire my attorney and not be in court.
Okay.
Well, your attorney, then it is what it is. Represent yourself, then, innit? Represent yourself. Represent yourself, bro. Go for it. Go for it. We want you to. You need to represent yourself. We really do. We really want you to represent yourself. Please represent yourself. Please. Please do it. Please do it. Please. Go ahead. Go for your life. We'll get more laughs from watching you act at the arse on the stand. So go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go for your life.
All right. So that means if that is the case, you want to fire Mr. Booker and you want to remain in the courtroom. You want to.
And she's telling him, she's letting him know his rights, which not a lot of people get a chance to do. He's getting known his rights, getting know what he can do. And you're still acting the arse. But anyways, yeah. I wish you would stop bothering. That's my
Remain in lockup, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means there will be if you fire Mr. Booker, that means no witnesses are going to testify on your
can't watch
behalf.
it.
You'll have no.
Your rights will be taken away from you. Anyway, like I said, go ahead. Go defend yourself. That's okay. Go for your
No, you will be presenting no evidence and we will move right into the closing arguments.
So are you saying that I'm not allowed to defend myself?
No, she isn't.
That's-
He's just on some street. Guys trying to throw the case out. You try and throw the case out. What? The witness is too much for you. Can't handle it. It's all in your face now. You did this to yourself. Like I said, you did this to yourself.
That's not what I'm saying at all. You have a right to defend yourself. You have Mr. Booker here, who again is doing an outstanding job on your behalf.
Not in my.
And he's still arguing back. Why are you still arguing back? Oops. Oh, it's playing. It's playing with me today. It's playing with me today. Yeah, I should stop it. Hold on, let me stop it. This guy's a whole joke. He's arguing with the judge and all sorts of things. Does he not think? He thinks that he can control the temperature. Oh, hold on. Hopefully the buffering's kicked a little bit. Okay, well, you want to see the rest of this? We made him take a break. He's so stupid.
Oh, I like this judge. She is not putting up with the nature boys' antics.
Because he's used to getting his way. That's why. He's used to controlling people. He's used to telling people what to do. She is a woman as well. That's why he's throwing his bottle out of the cradle and stuff. He's throwing the wobbly because he wants to do, what's that guy who plowed into them people? Darren somebody. He think he's he. Do you think he's that guy with the locks who defended himself? He thinks he's been watching a lot of stuff online that he thinks that he can do the same thing. But I'll tell you one thing, the way how your charges are, you will not get the same grace as they did, because I think they learned from that trial that how they're not having the men there to defend themselves. Because it makes no sense. Darren was a whole different somebody. So by you throwing your whatever you're trying to do in there, right? The lady says everything is put in place. Everybody's wearing masks. This, that, and the other. But like I said, defend yourself, because it'll be more, I want to say entertaining. It'll be interesting to see how you defend yourself, because you'll just make yourself look even more stupid than you're looking right now. On there, looking around like you're crazy, mad. I think Lisa, I can't remember who Lisa said he was looking at. He's looking at somebody behind her. It's like, who are you looking to save you at this time? Nobody can't save you. This is not the tropics, right? Right, it's not the tropics. You seeing the witnesses, the testify, the witnesses and the stuff, and then you're thinking you can control this. You can't control shit. You don't control shit. When it comes to the law of the land, is a whole different story. And I'm not saying the law of the land is good neither, but at the same time, you're on here doing the most. I'm trying. Let me see if I can get it back up again, because it just keeps buffering. Let me see if I can get it. I'm trying not to use I think I got it in my history. Oops, history. Where you at? My whole thing's playing up. Let me see. You can't control what's going on in a court. You can't control it. I want to show it on the screen, but It's giving me problems. I know how this blinking laptop is already. Let me see if I can find it. Can't control nothing, bro. Where is it? Let me do Stinson. Let's do Stinson. Oh.
My other phone is starting up, but if Nature Boy actually tried to fire his attorney, yes, indeed, he did try it. It failed. The judge lets him know that ship has sailed. You don't get to do that right in the middle of trial, okay? You understand me? Look at me, Mr. Bishop, she tells him. I'm going to let it play. Here we go. That ship has sailed. We are going forward with this trial. We're in the middle of it. If you want to have a different attorney, you don't get to choose a different attorney in the middle of the trial. We don't stop for you to get a new lawyer. You either proceed with Mr. Booker or you proceed by yourself.
Exactly.
Two choices. Those are the ones you have.
Is that on record? Everything's on record. They record everything.
Okay, that is not an option. Okay, you're not listening to me, Mr. Bishop. The options are proceed with Mr. Booker or proceed without an attorney. Those are the two options you have at this juncture. Period. Nobody in the back can help you. Look at me. I'm talking to you. Two options. Proceed with Mr. Booker or proceed pro se and represent yourself, which is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea.
Why is that my own option?
That's the law, Mr. Bishop. Period.
So there we have it. The judge ain't in the mood. He's not going to get to fire his attorney he can fire his attorney right in the middle of trial, but he would have to represent himself, not get a new attorney. Yeah. And that is a terrible, terrible idea, as she tells him. She is not.
And if he represents himself, it's going to go tits up, basically. It's going to go tits up. It's going to be even worse. Like, he's thinking he can control what's going on in a court. You can't control what's going on in a court. I thought you was well read, Nature Boy. You was around, Amun-Ra House and Sinetta and all that. You don't know nothing about the law, do you, really? I mean, I ain't saying I know much about the law, but I'm sure if I have to go find out about the law, I would have taken time out to know what's going on with the law. I mean, like, you've been in lockup for like 2 years. You didn't read the law book while you was in lockup. There's a whole library in the jail. What have you been doing all this time? What have you been doing? But you're still right. You want to control. Pardon me. You want to control what's going on in the courtroom. You have no control in the courtroom. If you ask any, I was going to say black man particularly, because I know black men get a run for their money in America. They will tell you the same thing. You don't get no priorities, no nothing, no whatever. Right? And because of the charges that you've done as well, they're not going to be too easy. This lady is not easy on him at all. And he doesn't get it. He thinks he can just send away the lawyer. I'm sure the lawyer doesn't even want to represent you anyway, because of what he's hearing, or he doesn't know, or what he's learning. I'm sure he's a bit like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this man stayed like that, or whatever. Because even from the video showing you saying whatever, about the women and stuff like that, I don't think you are going to go. I don't think it's going to go very well for you. Just like, it's not going to go very well for you. You might as well just go with what's going on. Just flow with it. Nature Boy gonna get... Yes, that's what I said. I said that too. Oh, is it coming up? I said that too, Alex. You know why? Because in prison, right? Right? If you watch a lot of prison stuff and whatever, and you listen to the stories, right? They always find out what that person's done. They find out what he's done, I don't know how, and plus he's in Atlanta. He's in Atlanta. I think prisons are bad in Atlanta. I was saying to my daughter, if he was in Rikers Island, it'll be this is a whole madder situation, because in Rikers Island there's some crazy mofos in there, crazy mofos, right? All right, and what popped up on my feed the other day was the one with the guy where he was an offender, and he went there and they dealt with that guy. He had over 100 stitches to his behind when they finished with him, right? So, and Fundi's also said that as well, right? She said that how right it's gonna be a case of like when they put him in there, that's it. It's all over for him, right? Because of the charges, because prisoners, right? They got well, some of them got children and stuff, wives out there. They got people outside, and here's you come in, and plus, he calls himself God on top of it. They're gonna deal with him like, man, I don't even want to imagine. I don't even want to imagine, right? He's gonna have it real good, right? Plus he's getting life. It seems like it's a life sentence. So what Fundi and others are saying, it's a life sentence that he's gonna get. And he's trying to finesse the judge right now. He's trying to finesse her. He's trying to stop the proceedings, right? Because the wife has testified. The members, about 2 members, I think, have testified. I haven't put it on here. I should put them on here. I should because I've watched them for a long time. I should put them on here. I should really, but I think I'm going to put a poll out before I do it. I'm not gonna just do it because everybody's already put them out already. So, I'm just like, doing all this and going on city asking about the void and the void restrictions. You're supposed to be from a whatever thing. Oh yes, and on top of that, right, he wasn't bothered about the void. Okay, he went to Hawaii and touched a whole turtle. Okay, so why is it important now? So you're trying to throw the case out. You're trying to get it thrown off or something. And I'm telling you, son, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work because this judge seems kind of on her shits. She knows what is for, and I think because of the way the evidence as well is quite telling. Judging by what Lisa, I want to play Lisa's description of what happened in the court because she's literally her and Medea is literally in the court, literally, right? So they see what we don't see, right? So you're there. So you're there doing the most of what? It's not going to get you nowhere. You made, like I said, I will keep saying this. You gave the people hell in your so-called tribe, and now you're facing the thing. It's like you don't want to do it. So that tells me that you've never been in a prison, because you said numerous of times, trillions of times, that how you've been in jail before and blah de blah. But then we come to find out, who's this? But then we come to find out that how what was I saying? That how you never been in the jail. You never was in the jail. So what are you really trying to prove? So Nature Boy, all I can say is, right, we are going to be watching, because you've done a whole lot. Listen to the testimonies. I haven't listened to all of them. I listened to some of them or through other commentators, and I see that how No, I deleted them. They're gone. Right. And I see that how you have literally, is shocked to see who's turned up there testifying. Nature Boy is going to prison. He's gonna be somebody else's. Yes, he is. He is. He is. Is exactly that is gonna happen to him. Exactly that. And bear in mind, right? This is a real person. He's not a celebrity, so it ain't gossiping. He ain't a celebrity. He ain't a celebrity, right? Right. The reason why people is talking about him so much because he was on around the conscious community or so-called conscious community. He was literally trying to form some kind of something, a utopia for people to go to. But he's a whole con artist. I've said this before. He's a whole con artist. He at first it's supposed to be an eco-friendly tribe, right? But it turned into, what did it turn into? It turned into a abuse. I was gonna say the sodomy thing. There's a whole lot of things that went on in that place. Whole lot. Him holding his daughter, things getting erected, the phallus erected. Like, come on, right? It's the same with the other guys, right? Dr. York, Ben Yahweh, and all that. So, I'm not going to be like here pretending like whatever. I'm sure if people's children was involved in this in this thing, had participated with him, gone to the tropics with him, people would not be saying, oh, well, like, oh, you lot just hating on him or whatever. It's not about hating on the person. It's not about whatever. Right? He came as a distraction to the community. Right? He was using the Willie Lynch letter to control women. He was also color coding couples. Right? It just so happened that how that lady, I mean, I don't like Janae. No, I wouldn't say I like Janae like that. No, but no one deserves to be great at all, right? So I don't know whether things is happening in that place where he at now. Why he's so panicky? Because he looks so panicky, like he's scared. Or he's scared. You scared? You said the real ninjas was there. Now you're there. Now you're jumpy. But you weren't jumpy when you was doing all what you was doing, slapping down people. Like I said, there's many nature boys out there. He's not the only one. It's just that this one played out online. It played out online. That's what it is. I'm gonna have to or I might have to take a bit of what Lisa says what was saying when she was there. Because she saw everything while she was in the court. And she describes everything what went on in the court. All right. So W Travis, this is not gossiping. This is news, because this is going on right now as we speak. Right. So come about 1 o'clock my time, 2 my time, it'll be 8, 9 o'clock down in Atlanta. And that's when the proceedings will happen. Because right about now, he has no leg to stand on. And he knows he has no leg to stand on. Right? I would even say I might even just play one of the one of the witnesses right now. Why don't we just play one of the witnesses right now? Why not? I'm going to play one of the witnesses right now if I can find it. Because he did a lot. Okay. I think we should do the ex-wife. Let me see if I can find the ex-wife. And hear her point of view on all of this. Looking around and all that, Ross. Let me see. Yes, hold on, it's coming. We're going to play the ex-wife. I'm going to put it on here as I'm going to archive it. He is going to go through hell. Let me see if I can get it.
But not necessarily like that not like a, how do I say it? It's like, you know how you go to a job and you got employees and you got the boss and stuff like that. It's not that intense, but mainly in a home setting. So like the women were supposed to come together to create, you know, like paint, draw, dance, you know, be fruitful with our skills and our gifts and our talents, and use that as an avenue for income, which is very much well possible. So I thought in my mind, like, this could be lucrative, you know, especially if all of us are on one accord. But when I chose to be polygamous, we instantly was like monogamous. So when we were monogamous, he was doing the whole love bombing thing. Like, I really love you. I really want to be with you. You make me so happy. I really see you as the only woman in my life. I want you to have my children. You know, everything a woman want to hear. So eventually, I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant, that's when the abuse started. And he really started getting abusive with me. And then later down the line, he had admitted to me that he couldn't wait to get me pregnant, and his goal was to get me pregnant so that he can do whatever he wants, so that I wouldn't leave him. So me getting pregnant was his way of trapping me, in my mind, in my heart. That's what I feel, you know, because I'm young. And he would also use, like, we would call them generational curses. So he would say stuff like, you don't want to take your daughter away from her father because that happened to you. And he would use my childhood traumas to guilt trip me into staying with him, keeping our family together. And that aside from that is essentially why I kept going back, because I wanted to keep my family together. And he used monogamy to manipulate it, or manipulate the situation. And
so let's go back to, you said January 2019 is when your daughter was born?
correct.
Okay. And so when did you learn you were pregnant with your daughter?
This was in 2018 in Belize. The timeline, like I said, the timelines run together so much because where we were, the weather was the same all the time. So it wasn't like I could tell if it was like spring, winter, fall, summer, right? Then on top of that, he would encourage us not to really keep up with the days, the times, and stuff like that. So we just naturally grew accustomed to not checking the time, not checking the day, not checking the hours. So it's like,
Sure. And you may have sort of mentioned this, but did your relationship with Ms. Bishop change after the birth of your daughter?
yes.
How so?
It got really verbally abusive. It started to be verbally abusive. And
I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
it started off as verbal abuse. And then because I thought we were equally yoked, you know, I thought like I could voice my opinion, but when I would voice my opinion and like stand up for myself and be standing on my boundaries, he would verbally abuse me, and then that would turn into physical abuse while I was pregnant. So most of my boundaries was, You're not going to sleep with a woman if I don't choose her or if we don't choose her. You're not going to be sleeping with anyone if we're not getting tested or, there's not proper precaution. Like, those are
Because she
some
knew
of my
he had
main
HIV,
boundaries
innit?
that I can remember, like, just to jog my memory.
Or
But he wanted
STDs.
to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to sleep with who he wanted to sleep with. So it was never a choice.
Is it safe to say that most of the turmoil in your relationship was around the issue of polygamy?
Absolutely. And then he even tried to use that against me to say, like, oh, you're jealous, you're this, you're that. So a lot of my relationship was trying to prove to him in a way that I'm not jealous. Like, what do I gotta be jealous for? So I actually started making relationships with the women, but I couldn't handle it because of the fact that it was just so chaotic to the point where, like, this is not healthy for me. This is not healthy for my child. This is not healthy for none of us involved. So I would want to leave. But when I would want to leave, he would help my documentation. He would.
All right, we'll get to. Let's take it step.
But that's like that time when she ran off and she ended up at the embassy. But she does actually get to the part where she ended up at the embassy because she tried to run off a few times. She tried to run into the jungle. She tried to run somewhere else. And then, if I remember rightly, right, when she went to the embassy, I think that's when she contacted her dad. And then the dad later on turned up where they were at the hospital trying to sort out baby Ellie's cough because baby Ellie was coughing. She had something wrong with her. And man, there's, like I said, right, we can work out the timelines to what she's talking about. I mean, I don't know much about the melanation part, but I know about the carbonation part.
Let's take it one step at a time. So, after your daughter was born, which how old is she now?
She's 5.
After she was born, did you consider leaving?
Yes.
What led you to consider leaving?
He was really wanting to have sex with women he just really wanted to have sex with any and everybody.
More
And I was
issues
like,
about
yeah, sex.
You're spreading the love.
And what ended up stopping you from leaving that time?
That specific time, I didn't have my daughter's citizenship, U.S. citizenship. She was born in Mexico. And I couldn't, at the time,
Now,
pass
Mexico
my
is
citizenship
America.
down to her because I didn't have the proper connections to prove my 5-year of residency here in the United States, which Eddie Hill Bishop did have that proof. But he waited to get her citizenship because he wanted me to stay. So he would use her as
spreading the
STDs.
STDs, exactly.
If you leave, you're gonna have to leave her. And he knew I wasn't, didn't want to leave my baby. But at some point in time, I wanted to leave so bad, and I still feel bad for this day. But I take accountability for what I go through. I wanted to leave so bad one day that I contemplated leaving my child in this coat, and I was on my way out, and
she was gonna leave the baby there with them weird people.
So I went back.
So can we not still keep in mind that how Aaron True, aka True, got drunk and abused his sisters? Have people surpassed that, or is that not spoken about no more? Because these are the people you was going to leave your child with. I don't know whether they identify that. I know she's not on trial here. Who else was there? The other guy, not Tron, the other one. He was doing a whole lot of things. If I remember rightly, he was rubbing up on cousins and all sorts of craziness. So you was going to leave these people. So I'm thinking what Mama Wanda said ages ago about what happened to Ellie is right. I'm just waiting for it to all come out so that we can, because baby Ellie even though how it was put out wasn't good, but you know, you was ready to leave your child with them people. Some like Tori didn't even want to leave her baby there with the people. Tori was prepared to fight somebody on the mountain with her baby, and you was gonna leave baby Ellie with them wolves. Okay. That makes no sense to me, but okay, whatever.
I can't leave my child. So I went back, and he started smuggling her through the borders. And we finally got her citizenship that same year, 2019, in June, when we traveled to Nicaragua, and they forced us to get her documentation.
All right, so by June 2019, she would have been about 5 or 6 months old.
Yeah.
And so once her citizenship papers were in order, did you ever try to leave at that point?
Yes, I did.
And when was that?
This was I remember us being in Nicaragua. We got her citizenship. He went and started doing the polygamy thing again, doing all of that. And I wanted to leave. But I actually did leave. But the only way I was able to leave that time was I stole some money out of his wallet. I stole my passport because he always keep my documentation, so I stole it. And then I left. And then when I left, I got on a bus, and then I went to like some random part of Nicaragua. I don't even remember where I was, but I was there. And then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't even know how to get back home from here. So I just went back because I didn't know what to do. So I went back, and when I went back, he was there, and they was like all embracing me, like, welcome back, I'm glad you're back, and all of this stuff like that. And then shortly after that, when I went back, I was trying to leave again. But when I almost left, he wound up getting incarcerated or detained in Nicaragua because social media.
So were you able to leave at that point?
Considerably, yes. After he got detained in Nicaragua, yes, I was able to leave.
Okay. And did you stay out of the group for long?
Well, I did leave again after so I did stay out for a long time, yeah. It was about a couple months I stayed out after leaving him in Nicaragua.
What made you come back?
Once he got incarcerated or detained in Nicaragua, they deported him back to the United States. So when he got back to the United States, that's when he was like hitting my phone up and stuff like that.
I remember that time because that's when Khadijah was prison. That's when it was in that hotel. That time, yeah, I remember that time.
I was considering co-parenting with him, and he actually came to the state that I was in, which was Florida at the time, to come get me. So again, it was the whole like love, bonding, romance thing. We're gonna be monogamous. I'm gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna do it for a child and all of this. We don't want to continue perpetuating generational curses. So I agreed, and then he came and got me from Florida, and then we traveled back to, I think it was Mexico, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But I would really have to jog my memory because it's a ton of it.
So at some point, COVID starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
March 2020, that can kind of be a guidepost. Where were you all at that point?
COVID hits, we're in Atlanta, Georgia.
And about how many folks are in the group?
It's about maybe 13 to 20 people, roughly.
Is that sort of the numbers that it stayed relatively constant even as the people changed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
and about how long had you been back by the time COVID started? Like a couple weeks, couple months, longer than that?
Maybe like a month or two, maybe. Maybe.
Was it any different, any better, any worse?
Got worse,
That time?
if I remember rightly.
At that time, it was really hard to gauge because he would change a lot. So like, he would be really abusive, like really, really abusive, and then he'll go from that to being really calm, really chill, really like, we're cool. I'm not mad. I'm not whatever. So a lot of times I got comfortable with him again because, he made me feel comfortable until the abuse started to happen again. But every time the abuse happened again, when he would, calm himself down, the abuse just kept getting worse over the years.
At some point, did you and Mr. Bishop get married?
He did.
Tell us about that.
August of, this was 2020, August of 2020, we got married, and before August, in July, on July 4th, this was really like, this was it. This was for me to leave and never go back. July 4th, he had, and I remember telling you about this incident, but
So July 4th, where?
And at the time when they said that how they surrounded her in a park and he beat her to the tear of her clothes. Or am I completely wrong here? And at the same time when that happened, I gotta check that out.
Alright, well, let's.
This is California.
So you all are in California. What's going on July 4th?
We're out having fun.
Oh yeah, the park
He starts to
incident.
drink at this time. Mind you, he doesn't. The group is supposed to not. We're not supposed to be drinking. We're not supposed to be smoking, right? Because that's Babylon. That's the outside world. Things that the outside world do. So we're drinking alcohol at the time, and he's like, "Let's go to the park. Let's go have a party." He's really drunk. So we go to the park, and I have my daughter or whatever. And when we get to the park, mind you, in this event, me and him have made an agreement, which we've had multiple agreements, which was why I went back every time, to be monogamous, to co-parent, and to be there for our daughter. So that's the intent that's there, right? So as we're at the park, he gets to flirting with all of these women again, doing the whole, I want to have sex with all of the women again, and I want all of the women to be my wives. So I immediately just shut down. I don't talk, I don't look at nobody, I don't dance, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting crisscross with my baby in my arms.
So you go to the park. Is this like a big open field? Is it like a pavilion? Like, describe the park.
It was a big open field. It was a big open field.
Daytime or nighttime?
It was nighttime, like really dark outside, like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Okay, and so you all are in this open field late at night, and you describe you're kind of off on your own.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes. So
what happened next?
I'm sitting down with my baby in my lap, and he noticed my disengagement, and he comes and he's trying to ask me these questions, and I'm like, I don't fuck with you. That's honest. I literally was like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, get off my face. And so he was drunk, of course, and he got into his feelings and stuff. And he was like, you're going to engage with me. You're going to talk to me. And I'm like, just looking at him, like, ready to go. And he was like, you're going to be a part of this. And you're going to be Queen of Carbonation. And you're going to do your job. And you're going to do what I tell you to do. Or whatever he said after that. And so I still disengaged. And then because of my disengagement, he started to physically abuse me. And then leading more into the physical abuse, he ordered everybody in the group to make a circle around us. So
it is the same
that
time.
he could beat me inside the circle. So he told one of the women to come grab my baby out of my hand. And she did. I don't even know who it was. I forgot who it was. She grabbed the baby. She stepped on the outside of the circle. They closed me in. And he physically abused me very severely in that circle for maybe about 45 minutes to an hour. And After everything was over, he asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital, but at that point, I didn't care about nothing.
And that's when Sybil was around as well. Because Sybil said that how she had to put you together. When we remember the story properly, Sybil had to put you together. You was meant to go to the hospital, but he didn't want you to go to the hospital because if you go to the hospital, it will come on record. And he didn't want you to go to the hospital. And Sybil had to make you soup and stuff to make you comfortable, sort out your bruises, put you together, and everything else. But then at the same time, like, you kept going back to him as well, even after this point, because Sybil left and you still went back. Because I think that's before, after you and Malia had that fight. Hold on. The screen doesn't stay open.
Asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital, but at that point, I didn't care about nothing but my child. So, I reunited with my child, and then that day is when I started to plan my escape.
I've been so sad lately. If only I had someone to vent my issues to, and then
Yeah, so I remember them talking about that on Bigo. I remember that.
That day is when I started to plan my escape.
I know you like her again. Woman who he like. But anyway.
Because he knew that I couldn't get far without a phone or without money. And he was saying that.
You left Panama?
I did leave Panama, yeah.
Okay. Somehow you managed to leave Panama in a white van that you got into with your child. You just testified
That's
to
that
Panama.
famous Scooby-Doo van.
No. I remember he had a white van. He drove me to a place, like a shopping mall, in a white van. I got in a white van in Panama with Nature Boy, or Ezekiel Bishop, and some other members. When he was like, you can leave. And he dropped me off at this little mall complex or whatever. And so I immediately got dropped off. I went to the phone store and I fixed my phone. And then from there, I was
You
able
fixed
to
the phone that you didn't have? How'd you fix a phone if you didn't have a phone?
I called my sister because I memorized
How'd
her
you call
number.
her?
I called her number. I used the phone store.
The phone store's phone.
I went to the phone store.
Oh, hold up.
Asked them could I use their phone. I called her, asked her if she could help me fix my phone. She fixed my phone. That way, when I would travel away from the store, I'd be able to look up maps so I can get to the airport and everything like that. So after I left the phone store, she gave me enough money so I can get the bus fare. Not an actual bus. It's like taxis or whatever. So I got on one of those buses with the funds that my sister gave me so that I can go to the airport, and then I was able to fly back home.
Okay. So you went to a phone store and fixed your phone.
Mm-hmm.
This was a phone that you had.
This was a phone that Ezekiel Bishop, I believe he gave it to me, but it wasn't my phone. I didn't pay for the phone or lease the phone or anything like that. This was just a phone I had.
So he gave it to you, but it was broken. But you went to a phone store for them to fix it so you could call your sister. So
the phones situation in Carbonation, you don't really have reception on it. Like you put chips in the phone and stuff. Nature Boy was the person who designated other people to buy chips for everybody's phone. Only a couple people had chips in their phone. At the time, my chip had ran out of minutes because it's not like a phone plan. It's not like unlimited. It's like a minutes or whatever. So my phone at the time ran out of minutes. And so when I went to the store, I was able to use the phone, call my sister, and then she gave me the money so that I could be able to, get the service back on.
Okay, so for the most part, you didn't have phone access?
No.
Okay, and you didn't, what do you mean necessarily?
As far as reception, I have internet access, but I didn't have reception. So if I was in the close to Wi-Fi reception, I was able to call my sister. I didn't need to fix the phone, I didn't need to call her. But when I would walk away from Wi-Fi reception, I wouldn't have access to anything.
Okay, so when you would quote sneak away to call your parents that you testified to earlier, that was sneaking away within the house.
Not necessarily in the house. Sometimes I was outside. Sometimes I was in the house.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you lived lots of.
So that's when she called Pop Marquez that time, when she ran to the embassy that time, and Pops turned up, and I feel that's why he wants to throw the trial now, because he's seeing who's coming forward and talking. Even though Velvet ain't perfect neither, she ain't perfect at all. But anyway, let her play on.
Places: Costa Rica, Texas, Mexico, and United States. Over 3 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you lived there during that time frame with Mr. Bishop, even though you left several times. You agree with me about that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you had a phone that would work in the house,
Yes.
right? And you indicated when you left 4 or more times that you were able to leave, go stay with your family, and come back.
Yes.
Right? It was, I think, according to you, discouraged for family to be present there, right?
Excuse me?
It was discouraged for your family to be present or to know where you work, something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you disagree with me that in 2019 that your family actually came and visited you there?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? 2019?
Booker did a little bit of homework.
I believe it was 2018, if I'm not mistaken. My father did come to Mexico.
To visit you in person?
Yes.
Okay. And he stayed there?
He visited. He didn't stay.
Okay.
It's different.
Y'all picked him up at the airport?
No.
How'd you get there?
I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't with him. I was with Ezekiel Bishop. From what I know to be true, he was in a taxi, is what I.
So that's the time when Pop Marcus turned up at the hospital. That time, that's the time she's talking about. Then you turn up at the hospital, and Pop's faced Nature Boy. Right, everybody checking the timelines now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But somehow your dad came and he went to see his grandbaby, right? This was the baby you had with Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Okay, and your dad held up the baby along with you and Mr. Bishop, and you guys were all together. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And that was in 2019?
I believe so.
Okay. And you're saying that from 2017, 2018, you left and came back, but your dad flew down to Mexico to visit you in person and see his grandbaby in 2019?
No, I never left in 2018 because that was the beginning of our relationship. 2017 was when I was with Open. 2018 was when I got with Mr. Bishop.
Okay.
By the time 2019 hit in January, which was the month that my baby was born, that's when I was like trying to understand how I could leave, and that's when really all of the leaving started. Shortly
Hi,
after I had
Susan.
the baby, she was about maybe 3 or 4 months. That's when my dad traveled.
The
to Mexico
timelines
to
all
see
line
me.
up.
And then
The
after
people know
he
the
left,
story.
that's
When
I
she's
actually
talking the
started
story,
leaving
there's a timeline to everything.
So your dad came to visit you in person, stayed there with you, and you were in such an abusive relationship that he just left you there?
You're referencing 2 different experiences. Because when he first initially came, he was there, and me and Ezekiel Bishop had lunch with my dad and his wife at the time. And my dad wanted me to leave then, but I said no.
What year was that?
See, your dad even gave you an option to go with him.
And then there was another incident where my dad was pregnant, and with me and Ezekiel Bishop was going to get some medication for the child, and we actually ran across my dad. Like, we didn't know that he was there, so we just like ran across him. And when we ran across him, he stopped us, obviously, and then he had a conversation with us. That's when we went out to lunch. And then I think this was a whole separate occasion, because I called my dad. My dad left, and then I called him and I told him that I wanted to leave, and then I think he came back actually. But it was a multiple experiences or incidences that happened when my dad was present, which was about 3 times.
So
The slapping when he opened his hand and slapped you in the face. What was the next incident? Aya getting dressed like though she was going on the stroll. There was, I can't remember all the incidents. There was a few of them.
So let me make sure I'm clear on this. 2017, you just got there was no violence. Things were fine, correct? 2018, things were fine.
Yes.
Okay. So 2019, you have a child.
Yes.
Okay. Things are not fine now.
Actually, so in 2018, I got pregnant. When I got pregnant in 2018, I don't remember the month I got pregnant, but that's when the abuse started.
Okay.
By the time I had the baby in 2019, in January, the abuse had started getting worse.
Okay.
So before I had the baby, he was already hitting me. He was
Oh, you didn't notice what the wrench thing? Oh, that's okay.
already strangling me to a degree. After I had the baby in January, the abuse got worse.
Okay. You said strangling you to a degree. What's strangling you to a degree mean?
He would like just do it a little bit, but then over time it would be longer periods of time. He would choke me harder, you know, in these
Yeah, I
periods of
appreciate
time.
you too, Susan.
To the point where in the beginning he would strangle.
Do you know that how people have weird fetishes for this thing of the strangulation thing? You know, this is the second time I've listened to something and I've heard of this thing, what people do. Where I heard it on one movie and I've heard it on what you call it, I think I heard it on another case, where people will strangulate the woman till she's almost gone, and that will be seen as some kind of something. And then when she's about to go, then he lets go her neck. Isn't that weird? That's such a weird thing. A weird, I don't know what to call it. Fetish? A weird fetish. So he had that fetish.
To the point where in the beginning he would strangle me and I would still like have my consciousness. I'd still be like, you know, aware. I could breathe a little bit. But as time went on, it got to the point where I would black out. Like, you know, I would lose my breath to the point where I would have to submit or just run out of oxygen.
Okay. And you guys were online like all the time then, right? There was videos being produced on a daily basis.
Yes.
Okay. And you were part of the people that were online, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you testified now that he strangled you to the point where you would lose your breath. And you testified earlier that you had busted lips, is what you said. Mm-hmm. You had black eyes, and you had strangulation. So being that all those things were happening to you, you guys were online every single day.
Plus, she got beat that time when he thought she looked at True. The time when she was sitting on the mat with the baby. And he thought she looked at True. And there was arguing. And then and then when they went into the room, they were fighting. And then the next day, there was marks on her neck area, so he probably could have done that there too as well. There's marks and thumb mark on her chest, and her Wicklocks was caught. I remember that one as well. So there's many incidences. She could have really put him right under the bus.
So being that all those things were happening to you, and you guys were online every single day, multiple times a day, there would be videos that would reflect you having marks around your neck because of your skin complexion, black eyes, and busted lips. Those videos would exist online, correct?
Yes, they are.
They don't exist online because I was not online in every live. When he would strangle me and hit me in my face and I would have these bruises, I was staying off the line. And it got to a point where, because I started out as such a social media presence and I was relatively online a lot of the times, the community, the social media followers, they would ask me in these periods of time when I would have bruises, maybe like 4 to 5 days at the most, they would ask, where am I? Why is she not present? And then there was a whole uproar when those times would happen. But I stayed behind the scenes and I didn't get online.
Hold up, that wasn't the followers. That was the people who was talking about the commentators was asking about it because they used to see you all wrapped up like a Muslim. And they would say, is either something happened that night why she was wrapped up like that. So it wasn't the followers, it was the commentators who looked so-called the trolls used to bring out stuff and say, she looked like she got a mark on her lip. She looked like she got things. It's the same with Efaru and Aya. When they come out with the bump under their eye. No, yeah, I really dislike Nature Boy. Susan, you can zap him. That what's it, Netta, whatever his name is, right? They had what you call it, no, I'll do it. Hold on. You hate on Nature Boy because no one likes the dude, man. Go away. He ain't a good person. He had optical. There was loads of different things. What they were saying, they used to focus on the thing, right? They will focus on the eye and focus on parts of certain stuff. And some of the commentators, because they know of certain diseases and because of work around it, they were able to explain the diseases that was around the tribe. You know what I mean? So when she's talking about them saying that, right? Because a lot of people used to feel sorry for her. So when she come on the screen, like sometimes she'll go away for like sometimes you won't see her for about a month. And people will say, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? You know, like they will ask, you know, it's the same with Malia. Where's Malia? Where's Malia? Where's Malia? They used to do that. And the commentators used to do that, which they used to call so-called trolls. So, you know, there's lots of explanation within her story you can pull out.
And Leo Bishop purposely didn't put me online because obviously he knew that would incriminate him. But there is one video that I personally know of to be true. This is when a woman that we named Mama Dia had actually passed away in the cult, whatever. There's a video where you can actually see where he had physically abused me, but for the most part, he did not want me to be online because it was very apparent.
Okay, and the other women that were there, they would have seen you being abused, right?
Not necessarily, because most of the abuse happened behind closed doors, so we had our own quarters away from everybody else. So
no, that's when they were living in Puerto Rico, when they separated.
But there were times where women were present watching me be physically abused, especially on July 4th.
Well, I'm saying if you had a black eye and busted lips, other people would have noticed that.
Well, yeah, when he would physically abuse me and we would have meetings and I would come back into the circle, yeah, like everybody saw it, everybody knew it.
Okay, so the other women would have saw that.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, all right. Now, in 2020, the relationship, it ended at that point, right?
And that's when she went back to OMAC.
In 2020, correct? Okay, all right. And 2021, you were not around. March 24th.
No.
March 24th, 2022, you were not around, right? Okay. You did continue to make YouTube videos about Mr. Bishop, though, correct?
Hi, mine, Liva Mata.
Okay. You made YouTube videos about him in 2022, correct?
I believe so.
You made YouTube videos about, correct?
Yes, I did.
You made one with Solar, who is your child.
Oh, this is later on.
Okay.
Oh, I think if something got blurted out. Remember, she was with OMAC. So he's talking about, let me see, the timeline is when with Solar, that was later on down the line. So, and there's Yakin the God. We can list quite a few people. I'm not even going to go into all that.
Right.
Whose husband?
Is it your husband
It's not my husband.
no? Well, it's Miss.
My husband is married to Jayon.
Oh, my husband. Oh, he's not married.
No.
Okay. So who's he married to?
He out of pocket.
She goes by Zoka.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Courtney is married to who? Or Courtney
Townsend is married to Jayon. I don't know her last name. She goes by Zoka.
Okay. Was ever married?
No.
Okay, so she was never married to Courtney Townsend at all?
Not that I know of.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, when your dad came to Mexico the 3 times that he was there, how long did he
He's
stay?
gone back again.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay.
It's too much of a blur.
Too much of a blur.
Yeah, of course it'd
would
be
you
a
say it was
blur.
more or less than a week?
She doesn't want to remember certain stuff. What she's doing, she's filtering some of her stuff. That's what she's doing.
Less. Who's this?
Less than a week each time?
I think
Okay.
it's less.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
you
it's after they both left the
when
group,
you first
yeah.
came to the group that you were a student in college, right?
I was.
Okay, and you were going to school for agriculture,
I did.
and you left your stuff and went to Costa Rica,
Yes.
right? And then you went there because you wanted to be with somebody named Olmec. Is that correct?
I did not go
No,
there because
we
I
got to
wanted
OMAC.
be with OMAC. I went there because I felt like the goal, the quote-unquote mission, and what Nature Boy was teaching was how I wanted to live.
Okay.
OMAC just happened to be somebody that I connected with, and we decided to be in a romantic relationship.
You and Olmec.
Yes.
Okay, and you had to meet with Mr. Bishop on video.
I think Nature Boy filled in the lawyer on a few things because it's the questions come to do with OMAC and certain stuff. He's kind of like going back to that point because when she already explained about the relationships or whatever before him, and then he went back to it again. So it's like, okay, Nature Boy's been talking to him. She knows the story like the back of her hand by now and these things out. Then they call her the higher self. Yeah, they did. They call her the queen of the earth plane. So she's deliberately leaving stuff out. She's filtering stuff out.
Before you went there, right?
I didn't meet with him on video, but I talked to him over the phone.
Okay. All right. So I think you testified already you had to meet with him before you ever came to the group. That was just a phone conversation.
You have to speak to him before coming. Like, you can't just go there. You have to speak to him. And whatever that looks like if he wanted to have a video call with you, then that's what it was. If he wanted to have a phone call with you, that's what it was. If he wanted to text you, that's what it was. It just so happened to be with me. It was just a phone call.
Hey,
Oh.
try watching this without smiling. You can't. It's impossible. Okay.
You do agree at a prior hearing you testified that my issue was that he wanted to sleep with everybody.
Say that again.
My issue
King and queen of the earth plane.
was that he wanted to sleep with everybody.
Yeah, and then come sleep with me. I didn't want him to feel like he can sleep with everybody and then come sleep with me. That's my problem. You can sleep with whoever you want to, but don't come try to sleep with me.
Okay.
And if you want to sleep with me, you can't sleep with everybody.
But you and Ra did a whole video together. What are you talking about? You and Ra did a whole video together, literally. I seen the pictures. I seen the video, but I seen the pictures where you was sucking his toe. Why are you trying to X yourself out of the situation? You was in the situation. Why are you lying? She's lying now.
Okay. And that upsets you a whole bunch, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You're still upset about that, right?
No.
Okay.
Because I know him. I don't have to sleep with him or anybody else if I want to.
All right. Now, you also indicated that in Atlanta in 2020, you were living here, correct?
No.
You didn't stay in Atlanta in 2020?
Yes, she did, I think. Did they?
Okay. When did you stay
Let
in
me
Atlanta?
remember. Sheesh. Is Cookie in Atlanta? Anybody know? Anybody know? Hi, Fundi. Is Cookie in Atlanta? He just asked her, have you stayed in Atlanta before? Is Cookie in Atlanta? Because she's saying she didn't. I swear they did. I swear they did. Or was that some next place? I don't know. I got to figure that one out.
Let me ask you a different question. Did you ever stay here in Atlanta in 2020?
I don't remember.
You
Staying
don't
in
remember?
Atlanta in 2020.
Okay, so do
She
you
got
remember
amnesia
staying
all of a
with
sudden.
him in a house here in Atlanta in 2020?
Oh, you got amnesia.
I don't remember staying with him in a house in 2020, but I remember staying in Atlanta with him in a house. I don't remember what year it was though.
Okay. Who else was staying there then?
Tanisha, no, yeah, well, she had just first came. Tanisha Delay had first came. Aya was there. Courtney was there. True was there. Loyal was there. Pice, Kite. Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, do you remember earlier you testified? I just asked you if you remember the people that were living here in Atlanta. And you gave me a list of people. And I guess I can repeat it back to you to make sure I'm not misquoting you before I ask you this. But Malia, who was the queen, right? Those are on the board right there. Malia, which is Tanisha Delay, right?
Yep.
Aya.
Yes.
Courtney.
Yes.
Loyal.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
I can't remember if I wrote Pice or Kite. Kite?
Both.
There's somebody named Pice? Okay, there's a Pice and a Kite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was she in that house? I don't remember her being in that house. I don't remember her, but anyway.
And this was all in 2020?
I don't remember that year.
Okay. Mr. Bishop was there?
Yes.
Right? Okay. And this was, at some point, you lived in the house in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It was two houses, though. Is that right? Were there two houses?
Not to mine. It was one house that I ever stayed in.
She weren't there, I don't think.
Okay. So one house.
Yes.
Okay.
It must be somewhere else.
All right. What about in 2018? Where were you living in? I think you said Texas, right?
Yeah, because we got deported from Costa Rica, and then we went to Texas.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Susan, okay.
3 or 4 months. Probably even less. And then we traveled to Ohio, and we stayed on a
That's
college
with Courtney.
campus with somebody who he knew from there. We stayed there for maybe like 3 months maybe. And then we started traveling back to Central America. And we just traveled through many places until we landed in Mexico. Actually, we landed in Belize. And then I got pregnant in Belize. And then we started traveling about again to like many different places until we settled.
That's Solo. That's Courtney. That's not, what's his name? Nature Boy.
When did she live with you?
I remember her coming in 2017. I remember her when she came for like the 1-2 day thing. I don't remember any other time she was there until the incident that happened in 2020.
The fight.
Where was that at?
This was in California.
In California? Okay.
Yes.
Not Mexico.
That was a separate occasion. Did she travel with us? I believe she traveled with us from California. Yeah, she did, because we was in California. We all traveled to Las Vegas. He made us get married.
So this would have been after the time y'all got married?
Excuse me?
This would have been after the time y'all got married?
This was before.
You just said he made y'all get married.
This was in the process. So,
Wait, hold on now. So is this in the process? Is it before or after y'all got married?
she was with us before we got married.
Abort
Okay. So you made y'all get married in California in
She left for
2020.
good.
No, Las Vegas, we got married.
I'm gonna Google that one. Let me write it down.
Got married 2020. Is that
Say yes.
Yes.
okay? Is that when you guys left California and went to Mexico or Vegas?
No. We traveled in a car from California to Las Vegas, and then we traveled to Mexico in a car.
Okay. All right.
Was with us.
He was just on the outskirts of the border.
We settled in Mexico, and she eventually left in Mexico.
She eventually left. Okay, so you guys got met
Oh,
her in California.
I see where
Y'all
you're
drove
going.
to Las Vegas where everybody got married.
I'm gonna let you finish answering the question.
Thank you. Y'all drove to Las Vegas where everybody got married and then drove to Mexico. Is that correct?
When I came back at that time, she was already there. And
Already where?
she was already in California. When I had came back, she had already been there. And then we started traveling together. And then we settled in Mexico together.
Where'd you come back from?
Louisiana.
Okay, how long had you been gone from Louisiana?
I'm not sure.
Give me a guesstimate.
I don't know.
A month, 2 months, a week?
She's holding back
I don't
stuff.
know. Or if you can give me some time to think about it, I'll think about it.
Anybody's gonna do reactions, you can hear she's holding back stuff on her testimony. She ain't telling the whole story. I think I just heard Nature Boy at the background blowing.
You still thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I was in Louisiana for no more than maybe 2
Oh
or 3 months.
yeah, I remember when she went to
At the most.
Louisiana. I remember that part.
At least.
2 or 3 months before you came to California? Right? Is that what you're saying?
That's when he was down
And
there
then
with
how long were
with
you in
Malia.
California?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
Did y'all leave and go to Las Vegas right away, or was it something that you were there for a while?
No, it wasn't right away. It was a transition. Like,
It was a transition.
yeah.
Okay.
All the time it was. It was never like we just like hopped up and left. We always traveled by car. The only times it was immediate, like a hop up and leave, was when we got deported and we had to fly. And when we went to Puerto Rico. But for the most part, we traveled by car.
Yeah, Susan, you're right. She said they went to Puerto Rico.
Of us getting to where we stayed long term.
Okay. And so you were you were in California on July 4th, though, right?
Yes.
You had to be that day, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's the day that you said that people got you in a circle and they beat you up,
Yes.
right?
She ain't to mention the fight.
Leo Bishop beat me up. They didn't beat me up.
Okay. They didn't beat you up. All right. And so it was just him.
Yes.
Okay. And this was, he beat you up and then he asked you, did you want to go to the hospital, right?
Yes.
He offered you to take you to the hospital after beating you up.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And this was, I think as you said, in a park, right?
Yes.
And no other people within the park witnessed it.
Not that I know of.
You're out there 45 minutes to an hour. Nobody witnesses 15 to 20 people in a park beating up a person.
Not that I know of. If nobody called the police, there's nobody. I don't know. I don't know if someone did or if they didn't. I just remember being in a circle.
Okay. All right. Almost done with you. Going to the 24th day of March 2022, you were not present in a house here in Atlanta at that time, were you?
No.
Okay. And had you I think you testified that on that date, you were not even in contact with Mr. Bishop at that time, right?
Yeah, he huffing and puffing. You can hear him in the background. He can't believe it.
But you did make a video with Solar where you commented on the believability of Miss, right?
Commented on the what?
The believability of.
The believability. Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. And you thought that she was.
Objection, hearsay, and
It's first time.
commenting on the credibility.
She can't comment on the credibility of another witness, counsel.
Sure.
Sustain the objection.
And you made that interview. I'm not going to ask you what you said, but you made that video with Courtney Townsend. So Solar, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because you and Courtney Townsend had online presence together, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You have.
No,
Strength is
stop
inside
it.
of you. New Premier by Kerastars Dual Action Repair Hair Care. 8%.
A child with Mr. Bishop that's 5 years old.
Oh,
right?
it's talking about the children now.
Okay. And the child that is with Mr. Courtney Townsend, which is 3 months old.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Carbonation Part 2, remember?
Can you redirect?
Can we approach briefly?
Yes.
All right. What do you think about?
Okay. So that's all she got. She didn't get that. So she's what she's doing. She didn't answer. She filtered some of the stories out of the thing. She didn't tell all the stories. We can more or less place the timestamp to what she hold on, let me stop the thing. We can place the timeage to what she's talking about. Right, as soon as they got to Solar and her, they got called to the bench. So, I wonder why they did that. Let me see if anybody else got anything more, any other of the. See, I would take a look at Solar's testimony, but I'll probably have to do that another time. I'll probably have to look at that one another time. Because my thing is, Solar didn't really tell anything, really. He didn't tell anything. He didn't say nothing, really. But her timestamps, relevance, yeah. It is, they didn't really. She left out a whole heap of stories, a whole heap. There's a whole heap of story left out. Yeah. Did he flip out trying to find? Yeah, I did that part already, but my thing was playing up. Shall I play it again? Hold on, let me find it. He flipped out. Yes, he did. I'm gonna try and make a little short of it myself, I think. Where is it? He flipped out. He didn't want to be there. He started using the vid as an excuse. Hold on, let me find it. He was trying all sorts of things to halt the thing from going through. He's trying to stop it. Hold on. I can't remember what Lisa said on her one, otherwise I'll go to Lisa's. He's trying all sorts of craziness. And you're just like, what are you doing at this point? Let me see, I've got it.
I surprised Emily with a.
Hold on, we're going to get to it, the people's. Hold on.
So what do you want to do? You either proceed with Mr. Booker or you proceed without an attorney, but we're not stopping the trial for you to get a new lawyer. That's not how this works.
What about the COVID?
We've already discussed that, sir.
Can't even see.
You have a mask, I have a mask.
see.
The jurors are fine with it, counsel's fine with it. We are way more than 5 feet away from each other. So you're trying everything you can to not go forward with this trial.
Because I'm not being treated fairly.
Okay, you are entitled to your opinion, Mr. Bishop. I'm not going to argue with you. But we are moving forward with the trial, one way or the other. If you're concerned about COVID and you want to stay in the back and do not want to participate in the trial, that is also your right. And we'll try you an extension. That is considered a voluntary absence from court.
Really?
Really?
Because I don't want to be in here and be exposed to COVID.
Then you can sit in the back and we can try the case in your
So
house.
I don't have the right to have any opinion about that.
I didn't understand that question. Those are your choices.
Being like a big decision on my behalf.
Okay. Mr. Bishop, this is the last time I'm going to tell you your options, okay? As far as counsel, you either proceed with Mr. Booker or you represent yourself, period. You do not get to stop the trial to hire a new attorney. Number one. Number two, COVID. I've discussed this with counsel. We've mentioned it to the jurors. Everybody is fine with going forward. We have masking in place. We have provided you with a mask. We have hand sanitizer. This has been COVID been going on for 4 years, folks. We got to figure out how to live with this. We are way more than 5 feet apart, and the CDC guidelines are in the process of changing anyway with respect to the isolation rules. They haven't changed yet. They are in the process of changing them. To eliminate the isolation requirements and just to require masks. I am wearing a mask. I will wear a mask throughout the entire trial. So that if you're not comfortable with that and you want to sit in lockup during the course of the trial, that is your right, and that will be considered a voluntary absence from the proceeding.
Will I be able to hear what's going on?
Nope.
You wanted to control it.
Back there. Nope. You wouldn't be able to hear it. So it's up to you.
So.
2 choices, sir. Proceed or just go in the back. That's it.
And this is on record?
Everything, yes. Everything is on record. Everything I'm saying is on the record. So the appellate courts can hear it. If they think I handled it improperly, they'll have their discretion to do whatever they deem appropriate. So you need to decide now what you're doing. Do you want to stay in the courtroom for the remainder of the proceeding, Mr. Bishop, and participate in this trial?
Participate?
Yes. Testify, not testify. Be here when witnesses testify.
Whether I'm here or not, this is going to go forward.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Who will be representing me if I fire another lawyer?
You will represent yourself. Those are your
And
choices.
if I represent myself and not choose to be in a court, then who?
Nobody.
Okay, well, I would have fired my attorney and not be in court.
Okay. All right. So that means if that's the case, you want to fire Mr. Booker and you want to remain in the courtroom. You want to remain in lockup, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means there will be no, if you fire Mr. Booker, that means no witnesses are going to testify on your behalf.
He wants to stay.
We will be presenting no evidence, and we will be right.
She was going to put him in lockup.
So are you saying that I'm not allowed to defend myself?
He wants to defend
That's not
himself.
what I'm saying at all. You have the right to defend yourself. You have Mr. Booker here, who again is doing an outstanding job on your behalf.
Outstanding.
Okay. I told you your options, so decide what you want to do. Do you want to talk to your client back? Okay, let's take 5 minutes. Let's talk to my.
He interrupted proceedings with his antics, basically. Man, I feel so tired. Sorry, I look tired. Sorry, I'm an old lady, as you can see. I'm an old lady. Okay. Yes. He wanted to interrupt proceedings. He wanted to interrupt. He was bringing up all sorts of situations. The vid. But when she said to him, I think Lisa, if you go to Lisa Says What, I think she said that the jury wasn't there to see it. Okay, that's okay. No, I'm an old girl. I'm an old girl. And I just can't. Sometimes that's how I look when in the mornings. Okay, right. So yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, he used the vid. He used the. At first, right, he was saying, "Oh, would I be able to see what's going on in the court?" When we, right, she said, if I put you in lockup, that means there will be no stream to the lockup where you are, right? And he said, can I defend myself? She said, so she goes to him, if you think that Mr. Booker ain't doing a good job, right? Because he's been here already, and you had time to go and make up your mind. You didn't make up your mind to the time when you should have done it, and you left it kind of late. And she was like, what you call it? She said, we place stuff in place, meaning the vid, to the, you know, like the things, the barriers, the mask, whatever else. And he was trying to think of always. Then he kept looking around. Looking around. So she goes, "Who are you looking at? Who are you looking at?" And he goes, "So can't I do something else again?" And she goes, "No, because we already set stuff in place already. You said because of the vid, right?" She said the vid has been going on for this much long, and then what you're trying to do, you're trying to throw the trial off in ya. You're trying to throw it off in it, right? So she saw through it straight away. And then so Booker's like looking at him like, "Are you sure you want me not to be here?" kind of thing, like. And then he's looking at Booker, and then he's looking around. So then in the end, because she find he was distracting what's going on, they took a break. And then I think they're gonna come back today. I think later on today, so that the proceedings can go through. But he was literally trying to throw off everybody. Literally. Right? And he's using every excuse in the book. Every excuse you can think of. I did play it at the beginning, but he kept buffering so much. It was annoying me. Hold on, let me see if I can get it.
Because I don't want to be in here and be exposed to it.
Then you can sit in the back and we can try the case in your house.
I don't have the right to have any opinion about this.
I don't even understand that question. Those are your choices.
Big decision on my behalf.
Okay. Mr. Bishop, this is the last time I'm going to tell you your options. Okay? As far as counsel, you either proceed with Mr. Booker or you represent yourself, period. You do not get to stop the trial to hire a new attorney. Number one. Number two, COVID. I've discussed this with counsel. We've mentioned it to the jurors. Everybody is fine with going forward. We have masking in place. We have provided you with a mask. We have hand sanitizer. This has been COVID's been going on for 4 years, folks. We got to figure out how to live with this. We are way more than 5 feet apart, and the CDC guidelines are in the process of changing anyway with respect to the isolation rules. They haven't changed yet. They are in the process of changing them to eliminate the isolation requirements and just to require masks.
Someone's talking about me.
So if you're not comfortable with that and you want to sit in lockup during the course of the trial, that is your right. And that will be considered a voluntary absence from the proceeding.
Will I be able to hear what's going on?
Nope. There's no feed back there. Nope, you wouldn't be able to hear it. So it's up to you.
So,
two choices, sir. Proceed or go in the back. That's it.
and this is on record.
Everything is on record. Everything I'm saying is on the record. So the appellate courts can hear it. They think I handled it improperly. They'll have their discretion to do whatever they deem appropriate. So you need to decide now what you're doing.
Yeah, he's shaking. He's scared. He's a very scared person. He's scared of the consequences. He's scared of prison.
Do you want to stay in the courtroom for the remainder of the proceeding, Mr. Bishop? and participate in this trial.
Participate?
Yeah, participate.
Yes. Testify, not testify, be here when witnesses testify.
Whether I'm here or not, this is gonna go forward.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Who will be representing me if I fire another lawyer?
You.
I can't show it on the screen.
And that's my
You won't show it on the
someone not
screen.
choose to be in a court being who represents.
Nobody. Nobody.
You won't show on the screen.
Okay. All right, so that means if that is the case, you want to fire Mr. Booker and you want to remain in the courtroom. You want to remain in lockup, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means there will be no, if you fire Mr. Booker, that means no witnesses are going to testify on your behalf. You will be presenting no evidence and we will move right into the closing arguments.
So are you saying that I'm not allowed to defend myself?
That's not
He
what I'm
wants to
saying
be
at all. You
what's
have
that
to
guy?
defend yourself.
He
You
plowed
have to
into the
surrender. You're
people.
going in and doing an outstanding job on your behalf.
I'm thinking he's been watching that guy. You know that guy who defended himself, Darren. I think he's been watching him, and that's what he's trying to come with on this. That's what he's trying to use because remember, Darren defended himself. Assalamu alaikum. All right, he's trying to defend himself, and so what he's doing, he's also trying to oh yeah, and I'm also part of the other thing as well. So he's trying to defend himself and he's trying to throw it out. Okay, so I'm hands, yeah. He's trying to throw it out. So by making a scene, he's trying to make it. That's it. Daryl Brooks. He's trying to throw it out, and he's trying to throw off everything because remember, witnesses has come in. This one has come in. That one has come in, and now he's trying to literally cause drama. Basically, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to cause drama. Okay. He's trying to cause drama. And it's not working in his favor. Okay, it's not working in his favor. And anybody see any of the trolls, just zap them, thank you. There's going to be a lot of trolls coming into my chat now because of this.
I told you your options, so decide what you want to do. Do you want to talk to your client now? Okay, let's take 5 minutes.
So then she stopped.
I like this judge.
She stopped it. She said they're going on a break. Okay, so he's trying to throw off the whole proceedings. He's trying to throw it off. That's what he's trying to do. Okay, that's what he's trying to do. Okay, so let's hear what the anchor says.
Not putting up with the nature boys' antics. Now, they took a recess there, and because we rewound the tape back to show you that back and forth and the things he was saying about what if I just don't show up, who's going to represent me, all that.
I mean,
it's a little bit of an Adam Montgomery type situation, was it? If I just stay in lockup, what happens?
I have to remember.
Well, after they conferred, Mr. Bishop decided not to fire his attorney. Smart move, as the judge noted. His attorney, Robert Booker, is going to continue to represent him, going to continue to stay in the courtroom with him, and the trial is going to proceed as it has been. The defense has since called some witnesses as well.
Becoming a transformational life coach is a sacred calling. Where you get to live.
Everybody wants to be guru now, no? Everybody want to be guru. Everybody want to be guru now. Anyways. So that's what he's trying to do. Yeah, that troll came in for whatever. To be honest, I have no time. I might cut the bit out where I put the camera on because sometimes I don't like to put the camera on because I can't focus when the camera's on my face. I rather like to talk with it not on my face so I can get what I have to say out because it distracts me a little bit. even when the thing's buffering, it distracts me. So that's why I either have to do it from phone to phone, or I have to do it via, however, the audio. Audio, I can hear everything. I hear every little sentence, and I don't miss nothing out. So what I try to do, I do it that way, because I realize I can hear more. If you do it visually, you're not gonna hear nothing. Oh no! Oh wow! I'm not Muslim, you know. I was a Muslim back in the day. I'm not a Muslim. I tie my head because it's I'm getting older, and I was part of Nation of Islam. So that's why when I'm watching the cult situation, because Nation of Islam is now part of the Scientology situation. Hi, Amma. They are now part of the Scientology, Nation of Islam, and Nation of Islam has changed a lot. From when I went in the 90s, I was part of the Nation of Islam, and I did get called back to being one of the members at one point, because it was calling back all the ex-members, and I didn't go, because also the person I was living with, right, when I spoke to him about it, he said, no, what are you going back there for? It's a waste of time. All they're doing is taking your money and blah, de, blah, de, blah. And that's why I can understand. That's why I put up Scientology, because I know they're part of it now. So I'm looking at the Scientology. I did kind of look at Scientology inside out. They also call Nation of Islam a black cult. Hi, Nosy. They call Nation of Islam the black cult. But in fact, that's why when Nature Boy was using Minister Farrakhan as his stepping stone, unless you've been in amongst them, right, to understand certain stuff, there's certain things that they don't stand for. So when I saw Kai and his wife joining them, but in fact I feel she still is the same. I feel the only difference is that she covers up. That's the only thing, and she wears the thing on her head. But it's a bit more to it than that. It's a bit more to Islam than that. Islam is really a peaceful thing. It's only the people who is a certain way that drives it into the thing. But when you're part of Nation, which they consider a cult, a black Nation of Islam has bad history and they have good history, and I've researched both sides of it. I also researched the death of Malcolm X. I have my opinions on that. But now Nation is part of Scientology. It's different. It's not the same. The stronghold they had over here, they don't have that like they had before. Like they had shops, they had the mosque was always good. They always was good with the mosque. I did have a good mentor, so I ain't gonna knock Nation in certain ways, right? That's why I put up Sister Ava Muhammad. So I also tie my hair as well to the thing that I deal with. Just the only thing I don't do is wear white, because I'm just a devotee. So it's just that I understand it very well. And my grandmother, I come from a background of tie head people anyway. I'm getting old. Okay, I'm getting old. Okay, I feel my age. I ain't gonna lie. I can look at my face. I see my age. I should actually do a whole live on age. I should just do a live on age. Oh my God. You don't. Oh, anyways, yeah. Hi, Nosy. Hi, so Amma. Yeah. So, oh yeah. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me read it first. I'm highlighting it, not reading it. Okay. Oh yeah. I remember that, and also remember Rick Allen Ross and his testimony about people that are on their list as being destructive, and Scientology was one of them on the list. Yeah, Scientology. The reason why I feel why Nation has hooked up with them, because Nation of Islam is known for business, economics, and their military base on certain levels. Their military, well, not really military. Shall I say their military? Their defense. I think their defense. Their defense on certain stuff. That's the same with Rasta. Rasta have certain borders and stuff. I have to make a. I think I might just make a live on it after I've done this one. When I go get my daughter's water and come back. It's just a good conversation, because the reason why what pulled me to Nature Boy's cult was when he was doing certain stuff with energy work. They started dealing with Orishas. That really got my goat. Islam, that really got my goat. The abuse of Velvet, until I found out she was part of it, part of the abuse. The women not understanding themselves. When you've been around Queen Afua, I mean, I have seen Queen Afua in flesh. I've seen her in body, right? And I've spoken to Queen Afua. So that's why I can kind of like say I'm a little bit like Fundi in a certain way, you know, in a kind of a way. I'm a like Fundi Fee in a certain way. Like when you learn certain stuff and you're trained very well, the only thing I haven't got is my students, because I've always wanted to teach people. That's the only problem. So my outlet now is YouTube. That YouTube is my little outlet. Well, creativity, and then I like information. I like information. That's one of the things I come to realize I like. And Nature Boy, I wouldn't say I will sit down and look up the laws and look at all that little things, like, but I would listen to it. I would like Medea says, sometimes it's good to know about the law so you can understand what's going on. If you watch a lot of First 48, then crime stuff is really good, because you can see where some of the things are surpassed, like i.e. the toddlers, for instance. Oh, you did a shahada. Okay. Muslim women keep trying to convert me because they see my headscarf, but in fact, when they see me, I don't get drama with them as well. They talk to me like as though I'm their family. You know, I don't get drama from them, to be honest. They never give me drama. The men's the same. They don't give you drama. They respect you. Wearing a headscarf is a big thing. I did a whole live on headscarves. It's a whole big thing. I used to be a Rasta back in the day. So I also used to think I wanted to not go to Brother Polite. I wanted to look into the covenant thing, what he was doing. I was considering that at one point when I was younger. Not now. I would never do it now. Knowing what I know now. So these men that has come out of the woodwork, and you see these young ladies. Now, some of these young ladies are about the age of my daughters, because my oldest one is 26. 26? Yeah, 26, 27? 26? Yeah, 26. And so when you see these young ladies and you're just thinking to yourself, wow, like, he really have control over them. He have a lot of control over them. And they are, I get it, the insecurity. As a woman, you understand the insecurity of a woman. You understand the insecurity of a woman, but this is why I talk on my Jazzy life, because she also has an insecurity. She looks for a man for validation. She won't sit with herself. She won't commune with herself. Sometimes, like, you don't need a lot of friends and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, like you could count your friends on your hands. I feel so. To me, watching Nature Boy get his just desserts is quite comforting to me. I don't know whether that's wrong to feel that way. It's quite what's the word I'm looking for? I can never think of the word. It's quite, to know that justice is actually happening at this present moment with Nature Boy, especially now I'm at the age, because I'm soon 50. I can't wait to be 50. I can't wait. I feel it's a comfort to me to know that how he slipped up that much, he got caught. And I know some people ain't going to be posting up their wives and triple wives and abuses online, because I feel like this is going to stop a lot of people doing it. But I think 1 or 2 people's going to come and they're going to post up the same situation online, because social media is where it's at, and this is where the young people's at, and this is where cults grab the people from. So watching him get his just desserts, it's like popcorn. It's like, you know, when you eat good food and you have a good drink and your party at the end of the party and you're just like, yeah, and you enjoy yourself, is one of those ones. And they ain't entertaining. No, I wouldn't say it's entertainment watching it, because like, but I mean, but I'll go with what Fundi said on one thing. He is a little boy in a man's body. And I think about my son on a lot of levels where this is concerned, because like you can literally spoil, you know, bring up a boy, or a boy can go into certain situations and they can be really hurt by certain stuff, and then they come out dealing with women on a whole different level, and you can't control what your son's doing. And then it's sad, but he put himself in the situation at the same time. Most of the stories, it seem like he's made up, and he was playing the tough guy. Now, when he goes to prison, we're going to see how tough he's going to be, because, you know, that's right. You know, I don't know where Rikers is, how far Rikers is from Atlanta. I would love to know, because he could be heading there. He could be heading to the mega prison. Is a mega prison. I keep saying mega prison. My daughter says, no, Mom, it's not mega prison. The maximum mega prison, he could be heading there. We know even when they're in the units, they ain't safe. When they're in lockup, it ain't safe. When they're in the little spaces, it ain't safe. You watch 60 days in, you see it all happening. So if he thinks it's going to be like a TV show, he will be very much mistaken. So what he's doing, he's very scared at this present moment. He's scared. And he's trying all different ways to come out of getting his just desserts, I would say. He's trying to throw everything off, but it's too late. It's too late. It is surreal, Susan. I think it is. It's very surreal. You know why? Because I watched him in 2010, when the time she was talking about. And I didn't see when she had Ellie, mind you. I think I came across that after she had Ellie. And I remember watching. I remember going from one channel holder to another. Fundi was one of them. Jazzy was another. Ashay Divine was another one. I didn't even know Young Pharaoh was part of it till afterwards. Vic, all of them. I used to watch all of them. I never missed it. My daughter would say, Mom, but you're just watching the same thing again. But it's just the different opinions. I just used to like hearing the different opinions, the different, what they think. And to me, I feel for all those ones who was doing it from a long time, I think this, when they see this now, right, at least the ones who wanted him gone or wanted him justice or whatever, for Mama Dia particularly, I feel that they would know, well, at least he's in prison. Hopefully the ones who was involved will go with him, because I believe that they're not innocent neither. They're not innocent. And to me, I feel it's justice. there's balance in everything, innit? You know what I mean? He started a chain reaction, and this is the reaction he got back. That's what I think. He's going to be somebody's girlfriend. You know, Alexandra just said that. Right. I did the same thing. I watched everyone. Yeah, I watched everyone. Everyone. I watched all of them. Until my daughter said, "No, Mum, you can't be watching all of them." I used to be shouting at the screen. I was shouting at the television, especially when I found out how to put YouTube on TV. I was shouting at the screen. I was going into one. I want to throw something at the TV. I was literally crazy. It used to drive me nuts. Until when I started talking about it, because I was trying not to talk about it. I really wanted to be a watcher. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a watcher. I wanted to be in people's chats. I want to be like that. But then I found myself talking about them, and I feel there's a lot of things that they were talking about, and I had to just put my 5 pence in. Like the polygamy thing, I thought Wesley was a good example at the time. I used him as an example. And especially the conscious community. Some of the conscious community, they really are doing work. Right? They really are taking care of people. They really are. I mean, there was 1 or 2, but so then because I'm in the UK, I was using UK like womb healers, etc., etc., etc. Queen of Fua, like until I found out even she have a little bit of something behind her, so I had to stop using her in the end. Instead, I just refer to the book, the Sacred Woman. That's it. Even Natiri, I was still in Natiri to use that book because I know that book works. And Natiri, I don't know. I guess she didn't take it seriously. I'm like, oh, big people trying to tell me whatever. Then I found out she was Jamaican, and that really got my goat. Then the Guyanese lady, she got my goat. What's it? The goddess. What's her name? Light body goddess, and her daughter. They was getting on my goat because they're West Indian. When they're West Indian as well, and you know, coming from certain backgrounds, how it goes, and you know how the women are, and you see these women. That's why I don't separate America from where I'm at. I don't separate myself in that way. I don't separate the plights because it is similar. It's similar. It doesn't matter. Right? We all, you know, every woman go through abuse. Every woman go through. Well, not every woman. Women go through abuses. Women go through DV. Women go through all sorts of traumas, right? And I'm not a feminist. No, I'm not a feminist. Men go through a whole set of craziness too. So basically, when you're watching this all play out on screen, because people think, okay, right, it's a YouTube series. Because remember, YouTube series was out them times too. So people used to think, okay, it's entertaining. It's not entertainment. If you're watching somebody get kicked down, if you're watching somebody being told to pee on a stick in a car, if they're having intimacy on the screen, that's not normal for it's not normal any which way. So to me, I just feel that how there's limits to stuff. So watching him get to this far now, I'm just like, yeah. On top of that, right, he didn't even care about the other children. He didn't care about Osiris. He didn't care about EJ. I don't think he even talked about Voodoo. I think I found about all them children when he started talking about his children later on. I was like, right, you got children? And then I saw Osiris, the one who touched his pin, and I was like, oh my days. Osiris was like trying to please him. EJ wasn't for it. EJ was just not dealing with him at all. It's like EJ, because he was growing up and he had his own mind, Nature Boy and him just couldn't gel. They just couldn't gel at all. And especially when they met their sister. That was really good when they met their sister. But then it was like, yeah, he was really... And even his sister talks about the abuse. The little bit that I saw, she talks about the abuses of the children and how she felt. And I'm just like, come on, like, you know what I mean? And people was paying him on Bigo or probably paying him on Bigo, paying him on other platforms to abuse the women. And I'm just like, how are you paying for this? Like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, but that's how I think like that. That's how I look at it like that. All right. The affirmation book is great by the victim. I wouldn't say I will buy anything from Janae. I wouldn't buy nothing from Janae because she just seemed all mixed up. I know she's come far. She's broken them out of hell. Yes, she has. I give her kudos for that. It's when she started saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do Reiki. I'm gonna do." I'm like, listen, to even become that, right? You gotta be comfortable in yourself, right? Like I said, I'm not saying to women, don't put makeup on, don't adorn yourself. No, but then at the same time, there is a middle ground. She was told many times to stay off.
I found one option. The middle ground on Hamlet Court Road in Westcliff-on-Sea. About 32 miles to your east, and it gets 4 point...
Okay. All right. She was told to come off of the social media. She didn't listen. She kept coming on and on and on and on. She was determined to get solar, Natiri. She was determined. She didn't care. The only thing I will wish on her is what Nature Boy did to her. Right? Whether or not she was up for it or not, you just don't do it. If a woman says no, no is no, that's it. Right? You either go take a long walk, take a cold shower, whack on yourself, do something to your whatever. You know what I mean? I just feel it's just very crazy that how people is all right with the behavior. It was very strange to me. So when trolls are coming in, do you know the story of this whole man's story? Before you come in to a person who's doing commentary on Nature Boy, you have to know the story. You have to know what happened. You have to know why people's talking about him. Unless you are like that yourself and you approve of that BS. Because to me, I would not want my son to be hitting on no girl. Because I think I would have a right go at him. I think I would. Because why are you beating up someone's daughter? She is not your daughter. She didn't come from you. Why are you beating up on them? That's my thing, right? Right? I mean, it's worse when your son calling people bitch and all that stuff. That's just crazy. I used to hate when my children used to say certain words. That used to get on my nerves. That's why I hate the word, the ninja word. That hard R. I hate it so much. To me, there is no need to use that word, but that's how people talk. Well, I'm coming to find out that's how people talk in the Americas, innit? So I'm not going to judge you for that, but then at the same time, it's like, what is attached to? So then there's this dark and light stuff, light skin, dark skin, strippiness going on. I'm just like, what the hell? So to me, like I said, like I couldn't stand around because I think I've seen it in my house where certain things have happened with a male in the house, right? And at one point, right, you think to yourself, I wish I was strong enough to stop it. So to me, no, my son ain't slapping no woman. If the girl comes or the girl tells me your son's been doing this and this and this, I'll be trying to think of a way to get her out of that house. To move my grandchildren out of that house. That's my first and foremost thing I'll be wanting to do. She needs to go to police. I don't like the lice. I don't like the police. I don't like them. I don't like the pigs, them. I don't like them. But it's like you have to have things on paper. So if something else big happens, right, it's on paper. That's my thing. So Natiri, whatever, Beyonce, Nene, whatever her name is, she did the right thing. At the end of the day, she did the right thing. She went out and she got it sorted. She got it sorted. They tried to mess up her name. He wanted them to get her. I believe Courtney carried out his master's wishes, and now I'm not backing down on that. He carried out the master's wishes, and plus he was doing witchcraft on top of it. He was working with the Kabbalah. He's working with the Kabbalah. He was using the seals, the seals. He was saying certain words. Then when he went to the Orishas. Now the Orishas push him down. The Orishas slapped him up and put him in his place. Kim Barujo is a witness to this. Okay, so you know, as a mother of a male, I would not want my son to be on big YouTube slapping up women and going on the way he was and everything else. And you're like in your 40s doing the most. Like, no. True has a really great. Oh, I wouldn't even buy their books. I'm not buying none of their books, Susan. I'm not buying their books. I'm not buying their books. And it's not like they need to show me anything to prove anything to me. I just won't buy their books because I feel they still have a part in it. It doesn't matter about the geography, the location. It's about what's in your heart and living your true. Yeah, he was a wart on the human race. Yes, he was. Yeah, Wacko just exactly knows, isn't it? Yes, we do. We use a ninja all the time, and I will do better. A lot of people don't like it. Yeah, I don't like. There's a whole history behind that. It's a whole history. I know people don't like looking at things like whatever, but certain things, and I feel that's why some people are quite comfortable to call melanated people in America names. And Nature Boy have shown, because him and others have shown that by putting down women, putting down your race, it gets you in a lot of places. You can't be like that. Right? Even if a person's living on the lowest end or whatever. I'm not saying I live on the biggest end, I'm the best. There's right now, there's a whole recession going on. We're about to be a recession in London. I used to live so comfortable. So at the end of the day, right, you try not to judge people, but you know people can do better. That's why I always talk about my Jazzy life sometimes, because I know she can do better. I've never seen no woman like her. That's why I talk about her. Sorry to bring her onto the live, but part of the conversation, but that's it. You know what I mean? So, you know, so he put down the whole thing. The conscious community is not as what it used to be back in the day. The conscious community has changed. The ones who still further and still do stuff, good for them. Who's making money, who's actually healing people, good for them. The ones who is not, yeah, on YouTube, yeah, call them out. I would say, yeah, call them out, because they are like the backwards side of the fence. They are the bugaboos of the community, right? And if you know about that lady from South Africa who was put on in the museum because she had a big behind, and now the girls are just showing, it's like, hello, look here. They might as well walk around naked. Hi, Miss Wise. They might as well walk around naked. They might as well say, here, look me front, look me back, look me side. That's how it's going on. Nature Boy liked, this is why Nature Boy liked Natiri. Her shape. He was very much into how women look, right? And if they look a certain shape, she's even bigger than Aya and Eferu and them guys, right? She even probably look better than them, considering that Aya is a very pretty lady, a pretty young lady. She's a pretty girl. Malia is a pretty. They're all very pretty women. But the problem is when you're that young and so impressionable, and a man talks to you and a man compliments you, you are ready to give him your all. But as you get older, see, when they start sitting where I'm sitting now, right, you start look at the whole thing. At one point, right, you would start talking up. Men don't like it when you talk up, when you say certain stuff to them. They don't like it. I mean, fair enough, like, it's nice to have a protector. I like men. I am not gonna lie, I love men. Me love my what's it, 2 Brussels sprout and sausage. Me like it too. But at the same time, right, don't treat me like I'm lower species than you. right? Your mother is a woman, right? No matter how bad she treat you or whatever else, sometimes like you have to do better than that. Well, they talk about breaking generational curses. Generational curses is continuous. You have to learn how to do it. And I bet a lot of people who's the older people who's on the Nature Boy sector and beyond can talk about their experiences and what they've been through and how they come out of it. Sometimes like your life is not the best. No, sometimes it's not the best. It's not the best. And it's not that you come on to the YouTube to slaughter people or put people down. But if something is off key with what you're seeing on your observation, what you're watching, you're going to talk about it because people have daughters, they have sons. So, and they don't want their sons and daughters to be wrapped up in the BS. Yes, society frowns upon sexual deviants, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. He's pushing free. Yes. Right, Solar is still down with Nature Boy. Him, Faith, and Rambo, they have one foot in and one foot out. Did you? I haven't watched their interview yet. I'm gonna watch it fresh. If anything, I'll probably react on it, like what I'm doing to this, to a testimony. It's best to react on it freshly when you hear it. I don't want to react to it second, third, like after I sat and watched it, because if I watch it, then I can't give my real thingy. You know. Hi, Miss Wise. Pardon me. So like I said, right? Like people sat down. We've all watched the BS for so long, and some people get fed up watching that. There was even a whole petition put out to stop him from being online. I don't even know what came out of that petition, but he really messed up when he went on that Zoom, and when that white man came into the house. And I ain't getting kudos for nothing. He messed up then, but that's his fault because he don't like his race because of his mother, whatever the case may be. He hates women for whatever the case may be. Plus, he's a down low man. Most down low men treat women like rubbish because they don't want to be their true selves. I've done a whole video on the other side of this, on the other side, the dark side of ocean, you know what I mean? On down low men. Where they go to prison, the men use them, sell them out, and all that. When they come back home, they're not the same. They have double life. They start living a double life. Quaylen on Love After Lockup is a good example. He literally is textbook down low man. Textbook. He kept it so quiet. And then the lover came out, who was with him in prison, and had all of his love letters and all of his stuff and all of this and all that. And then the lady said, Chevelle said that she didn't see nothing, she recognized nothing, she didn't know. So if the guy is also called Aaron, I think he also came out of the prison. He came out of the prison and he had the letters, he had the pictures, he had the man's rap name and everything. It's similar to what happened to Nature Boy when that trans lady came out. That trans lady came out and was talking about Nature Boy. It's the same situation. That's textbook down low men. Textbook, right? I know people say, oh, but like it must be curiosity why you look. No, because like you want to know why certain things is happening. You want to know why these things are happening, why this is that, why this is that. Then you go research, you find a whole set of things. A whole woman who called a man out for being down low, she got unalived, literally got unalived. One guy gave his wife STDs because he was down low. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Chevelle was desperate. She wanted to get married so quick. When that story you boss out on Quaylen, Quaylen disappear. I think he's with another woman now. I keep trying to look for him. I can't even find his ass. I think I found him, but I'm not sure. Then there's Reds. I can go through it. Even Reds look a little questionable. Reds is questionable. Reds is questionable. He's there, oh yeah, like, all these women was giving me this and that in prison and all blah, 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 blah. Reds cheated on Jamari. And people were saying in the comments, he looked questionable. And I said, yeah, he looked questionable because he looked so pretty. When you look at his face, Reds is a pretty boy. He's pretty. And I'm just like, wow. But Quaylen, Quaylen's still trying to tell Chevelle, oh, she lied and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Nature Boy was a down low man. He only started coming out a little more when he got to Atlanta, because Atlanta is where most of the LGBT people stay, innit? So he started showing his ass a little more, innit? Started putting on things on his nails on and this and that and the other. He started showing himself a little more. Even sometimes, I think, like, you'll see Solo, one of them, looking at him kind of funny, like, what the hell? Like, he'll come out with the most crazy thing. And if you really look at the video and observe the video, look at them in the background, he'll be saying something and they'll be like, what the hell? Like, is he for real? Like, you know what I mean? And really, he called this on himself. He caused this to himself. Nobody else. I'm kind of glad he did put it on YouTube. It's the same with my Jessie Life. When she puts things on YouTube, I'm kind of glad. You know why? Because all those things could be used as evidence against them for their wrongdoings. Right? There's justice. Justice has to be served. And it be served hot and fast. Karma is served hot and fast. That's what's happening to him. All what he put them people through, he's getting his comeuppance. And he can't get out of it. Right, it's not like the tropics where he could say, oh yeah, I'm an American citizen, even though you're in America, an American citizen. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. You have to sit, you have to take the heat. He knows when he goes into lockup, if there's anything like the place that he's in, because he's in segregation, he's in segregation anyway. I think he's in segregation. And they only took him down, and he must have paid to get his hair down and twisted and blah 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 blah. I feel he's probably getting used in that place as well. That's why he doesn't want to stay there. Something's going on. If you look at his face on the screen, he is scared. He is scared. Though the mask is covering his face, when you see his eyes open up, remember when the police came to the door, how his eyes open up and he was surprised? That's the same situation we're watching in the court. Now, I didn't come on here to preach, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He's just like, he's scared. So when trolls are coming in and saying, oh, you hate him, didn't know. I hate him for what he was doing to the people. I hate him that how he lied to the community on a whole. I hate how he treated the women. I hate how he treated Leah got it. Yeah, he's definitely starting to feel his actions catching up on him. Hi, Lordship. Yes, he's scared. Hi, Lordship. He's scared. He's scared. Look on the screen. Look on the screen. Watch his face. Watch his mentality. All that. Oh yeah. Remember when there was in Puerto Rico when he come in, and I'm sure Lordship will find the blinking video somewhere. When he comes into the door, he was tall like the door, broad like the door. When he come in, the way how he stand up like though he's some Egyptian pharaoh or some craziness. He was bigger than the men, right? Hi, back to tea time. He was bigger than the men. He was tall. He was big. He ate more than the men. They was eating scraps off the table. When Velvet come out and she was saying that they weighed more than 90 pounds or how much pound, right? I'm a skinny lady. As you can see by my face, I'm a skinny lady. I used to have loads of hair and stuff like that. When you don't eat a certain way, your hair drops out, your face changes, especially when you get older. But they're young. They shouldn't even be looking like that. They shouldn't even be looking like that at their age that they are. Malia looks washout. Aya looks washout. Efaru, right? Fair enough, right? They're light skin, but you look so light, like transparent, like translucent when you're looking at that. My daughter's light skin. I got 2 light skinned daughters. Right? You can see that they eat. You can tell from the hair, the skin, the complexion, everything. They look washout. In West Indian terms, they look washout. Right? Right? You're there teaching about diet. You're changing up the law of Ma'at. Right? I know people ain't into Egyptian stuff. You're changing up the law of Ma'at. Why are you changing up the law of Ma'at? This is why the world's falling apart, because of people like him. So he's getting his just desserts. So it's fair. You're hitting up on people's children. Be sure when you're hitting up on people's children, you're going to get what's coming to you. And that's the same when I say for people who hurt children in any form or fashion, because I read a lot about that out here. That's why I post up a lot. And I'm going to talk about that girl who passed with the HIV when I'm going to get time. I've got so much little things to talk about, but it's just that when you put in a live, it's a whole thing. I can't make a video sometimes. I rather just put on a live because then I get everybody else's opinions, right? He literally is getting it left, right, and center. He is scared. The first day of the trial, which was last week, Monday, he thought, yeah, okay, I'm going to sit in here. I'm going to have control. His body language speaks volumes. Anybody who's a body language interpreter, watching body language. At first, he was all, me, I'm the man. Day 2, when I think it's day 2, when they didn't really show him when Natiri was up there talking. They show him when Sola was talking. He was like, I think he was semi-shocked, but not really shocked. They didn't show him when Velvet talked. They didn't show her, so like we couldn't see his body language. But later on now come this week. Now this is the week, like 2 weeks now, going into the second week. Monday, yesterday, what's the day? Wednesday, from Monday. His body language changed. The body language changed. I really want to study psychology. I really wish I could do that. That's one of my things. I want to study psychology, and I definitely want to do stuff, because when you're reading psychology, when you look at the body language of somebody, it's like when you're looking in somebody's eyes. Some people don't like it when you look in their eyes. They feel very uncomfortable. When you look at people's faces, they feel very uncomfortable. Right? If you look at how he's walking, he's so used to having control. The control is out of his hands. He has no control. The law controls him. The prison control him. They tell you when to eat, when to sleep, who to go and see, when to see doctor. Sometimes, right. Remember when he went in there, he had a problem with his teeth. He had to wait how long to get the teeth sorted out. So this is all, he brought this on himself. If he did do right by people, he probably would have been okay. But no, you chose to interfere with people, children. Because remember, he did something to his cousin. Okay? And I'm sure, like I said, looking at Lordship, and whoever else, Nosy, whoever else can find these videos. Because some of the videos are not online. Right? I've looked for certain videos and some of them ain't on there. Right? He caused a lot of aches. He even said that when a girl's on her menstrual cycle, that means it's all right for you to go with the girl. You sound like a nonce. You sound like a nonce at this point. All right? As they call it over here. You are a nonce. A pedo. If you're coming with that. So that means that how you're looking at my child a certain way. No. And I know they ain't going to deal with him too good. Because, in prison, some of them prisoners don't like them type of man in prison. So he can go any which way for you. Okay, so well, boy, me done preach. Hi, Lordship. Yes, he's definitely starting to feel his actions catch up on him. He is. He definitely, for real. And it's gonna get hotter. The pot's gonna be boiling soon. You just now start. Heroin addicts look better. Yes, some of them do. They do. That's true. That is true. Yes, hit the like. Yes. So when you're looking at it from that point of view, me as a woman, coming from how he dealt with them girls, I am like, nah. That's just crazy. Even sometimes where I'll be washing up and I'll be listening to the videos when people play them back, and I'll be like, raw, I remember that. I'll be shouting across the room, like I'll be washing up and I'll be shouting across the room. So I'm lucky I got the speaker now, I can listen now, but it's like, wow. You know, I mean, my daughter used to say, Mom, you're watching negativity. Yes, yeah, I am watching the negativity, but it's like you have to watch it because people live in these circumstances sometimes. There's people in DV right now. Like I said, I always say this. I used to say this a lot. There's people who's in DV and abusive situations right now. Depressive, all sorts of things. No. So yeah, that's your action. You know, right? Every action causes a reaction. True things that. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm not gonna go as it's going on to two hours. I'm trying not to make this live long. I'm gonna come off. I think I've covered everything. You lot see me all this, and then you see me cover up. Who's this? This guy come back in again. You all hate on Nature Boy because you all like him. Okay, let's delete this. Alright, he's gone. We have no time for people. No trolls allowed in the chat. Don't see no trolls in my chat. And we ain't got time for you no more. And if I see certain people's in there and they're not saying certain stuff, I'm going to remove them too. Okay? Yeah, this is his karma. This is his karma. It's quite a few people's going to have karmas, I will say. Quite a few people. Who's been using the YouTube and certain things have been going on in their camps and they're not saying nothing. YP nearly didn't make it. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? It's just coming to that point. So, right, so just that you saw me like with the headscarf, like I said, me's old lady. So that's how I look. I'm an old lady. Okay. I ain't no young thing. I'm soon 50. I ain't no young 50. And I ain't not like, you know. I am an old lady. I favor my grandmother a lot. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I might cut that little bit out of me, but like whatever, innit? Alright, it is what it is. But that's how I feel. That's how I feel personally. Coming straight from the heart. I don't know. I'm not pretending what I say right now. It's just true. I just feel that is crazy. I'm surprised he got away with it so long. What's it, 11 years? How long? How Carbonation be operating from? Well, from melanation, Ethereans, melanation to Carbonation. They be operating a long time. Even Fundi buried them in one coffin. I was like waiting for the bloody nail to drop from long time. For when Fundi buried him in the coffin, I said, think like it's downhill from then. Right? So, and I definitely don't support them. You'll never hear me supporting them over here. Okay? No, man, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. So, And I can't really, I can't, and because, and I feel that, whether we're in the Americas or the UK, wherever, right? Everybody have to understand that how everybody's here for one common cause. Some people is not, and some people is, but it's just fair to understand like certain stuff was going on, right? They're always gonna bring in an agent into the community. That happens all the time. They bring in an agent into the community, an agent of chaos. He's an agent of chaos, right? He came in because it took him a long time to get him. It took that white man to come into the space, who probably was an agent anyway, to make something happen. I think it was after he said, when he got him to lie down on the floor and all this, that's when he got serious. That's when it got serious, because I remember Reaper and then I was trying to get him from long time. But Marcus was trying to get him from long time. Nobody was listening. Nobody. And they took that agent to go in. And that's when it dropped. Plus of the area he was in a cul-de-sac area. And probably they was making so much noise there that obviously the people around it, even the woman, when Malia went out and she screamed and she mashed up the glass on the window, and she, what did he say to her? Oh yeah, like we're making a documentary. So the people at the cul-de-sac must have put in loads and loads of reports of stuff going on in the place. Okay. So not only that, don't forget police reports from there as well. All right. So that must have cushioned everything, cushioned whatever else they had on him as well. It's a shame that Mama Dia's demise ain't gonna be added to that, because it really needs to be added to it. It needs to be added to it. They all had a hand in it. Rambo, Naturals, Flo, can't remember half of them. Akon, who disappeared off the face of the earth, or whatever. A lot of them disappear. A lot of them went into the thing. But there's members that is over in the UK, which is that Birmingham lady, that one from Bromley, Birmingham, the Juju Jax. Looks like they have a new member. There's a lot of people that is still active and still putting stuff out. You see them on the IG, so blatant. You know, even Medea caught a few of them. They're like, you know, like, because they're not scared to come underneath a channel holder's comment section and say what they have to say. They're not scared. But they forget one thing, right? Right? If you're linked to the cult and you're doing certain things, you're going to get pulled up too. But anyway, the time's going on me though, because I have to go get something for my daughter. Because I did tell her I was going to do something, but I thought let me come on here and put it up, because I keep scheduling things and then it takes me a while to get to it. Say the word young stuff. No, I don't think I'm young. Black don't crack. I don't think I'm young. Yep, he was an agent. He picked the right place to get caught up, and they ain't playing with it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you, Lordship. But exactly. So I'm just putting my £5, £10 on it, because it's serious. It's serious. So it doesn't matter who I talk on, whether I talk on my Dazzy life, because even she as well, that's a whole nother situation. That's a whole nother situation there. And I feel at one point she's gonna get her just desserts too. I really do think that. Because I've seen it happen with Nature Boy. Because YouTube people don't play. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been live in a long. No, you need to be live. You need to do some live, Lordship. All of their hands are dirty. That's why Solar has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And Faith and Rambo, especially Malia, Fufu, Aya, and Zoka. Exactly. They all got a hand in it. All of them. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. And I know people's giving Kendra and what's it? True and Sheba mercy. I ain't giving True no mercy after he came and confessed that, and then he tried to turn it a next way and try to pity up. Oh, well, like I was just saying that. No, you weren't just saying that. You meant what you said. You meant what you said. You got drunk. You got drunk. And you went and touched up your sisters. Okay? So you can't take that back. That is permanently on you online. Anybody can find that. Right? So don't bother go on there because you're testifying against your Lord and Master. If he did not get caught the time he did, you lot would have still be there. All of you, including Velvet or Velveeta. All of you. Every single one of yous. Even Grace was ready to ditch her husband and go back to Nature Boy. Okay? So nobody don't come on here and try to pretend like, oh, yeah, oh, poor things. Yeah, what? Tory, I think the only one I probably give kudos to is Tory out of the lot of them. To be honest, at least Tory didn't do Ross, right? At least Tory was ready to smack somebody down for her child. She was ready to beat them all up on that place there. When Musa tried to hold the daughter, she goes to him, why are you holding her now? Oh, because the camera on now. Oh, because the camera on. So you're holding her now. You didn't care about her all the time. So why are you holding her now? So, Lordship, you need to try and pull up all them video there. Honestly, there is a whole lot of videos with all of them, all there doing their bit, all doing whatever. All right? All of them. Tori's the only one I can't probably give kudos to because she ain't like Natiri. She didn't fall for Velvet's charm and so-called fake friendship and all that palaver. Tori continued until she got married. I don't know what else happened after that. She had a baby. She didn't look back. Right? As for the other ones who left with Rambo and that, they're still pushing herbalism and all that stuff and all this stuff, but you're still doing the same thing. You're still you're trying to live off the grid. Yeah, post on the trial. You're still trying to so-called live on the grid, but are you? I don't flag people. Oh, thank you, Lordship. Right? You're still living off the grid. I think I've met people who lived off the grid. I even met people who's in a whole street, right? And they live a certain way. They don't get the same stuff like what you have in your house. Their houses smell like, a vegan house. When you step into the house, you can smell the par chili, the what you call it. You can smell it in the air. Their chairs are not nice chairs. Their chairs are always covered with colourful cloth, kind of similar to what they were doing. But they will be in an urban area and they will literally go all the way to the farmer's market and go and get their food. I could pull up a few examples of that myself from the UK because they do it over here. They go to allotments. They go to certain stuff. They don't even buy from the local supermarket. They will drive themselves all the way somewhere to go pick up real vegetables and real stuff, right? Not them pretty things we see in supermarkets. I've seen this for myself. I've seen a whole commune in flipping suburb in high streets and stuff. A whole place. They lived in a whole warehouse. It was a whole commune. Right? I think the only difference is that they got lights. Sometimes they had generators and all this stuff. So you can actually live a certain way even when you're in the city. And you can actually have a group who's like that. It doesn't mean to say that you have to be part of a tribe. No, you could be in and out as well. So their thinking of this is wrong. I've even seen a whole somebody from the islands, and he's French speaking island. I can't remember where he come from. And what he used to do for the whole neighborhood? He used to invite the whole neighborhood to his house, and he would have a whole party, and he'll say to them, don't say sorry, because over here, right, because in London, in England, people are known to apologize. Oh, sorry. He said, no. When you come in here, right, you can't be talking like that. He used to fix up the backyard. He used to look like Morocco. So you can live a certain way, right? You can eat a certain way. Hell, yesterday I had a whole sweet potato curry and rice with green peas yesterday. I was even going to try blend something, but then my stomach is not like how it used to be. So I can't even laberdash like I used to do. So, and my Facebook kind of reflects where I've been. So at the end of the day, like I said, once again, he put himself in it. And anybody who supports Nature Boy, you lot are fools to support him. You lot are fools. How can you think of a woman, right? Just the tunnel. You just insert your phallus into her, and that's it. She's not there for that only. She has a brain, even though there is some bubbleheads around the place. She has a brain. She functions. If you watch, even some films even show the magics of a woman. If you watch the Spice, the Mistress of Spice, the certain stuff, women have magical. They're very magical. It's not just how they look on the outside, their breast and their backside alone. There's more to them that meets the eye. That's why some women, when they get married or they meet a man and the woman is a certain way, that's her mysticalness of her. You can't make such a one submit. She's the one who is the one who tells you, ooh, I'm not too sure about that man over there, so. Like your brethren will come, one brethren will come to your house and she'll be there. And then she kind of make herself scarce, but then she kind of looking at the same time, and then she pull her man one side. She says, "See him? I don't want him back in my house again." There's women like that. No woman want to be a kiss ass to a man, right? No woman. I would not tell my daughters to be a kiss ass to a man. You don't need to submit. If he don't want to be on the same levels as you, then don't be with the man. Don't be with the boy. Let him go. Let him go about his business, because he will probably subject you to all sorts of craziness, and you don't need that. You need a person to enhance you. Nature Boy is all that and then some. Beating up Maisha till her face till she blacked out. What sort of craziness is that? But she should have kept the charges on him. She allowed him too much. Word, I'm chatting so much. Yeah. Okay, I'll go to your community wall. Okay. All right, Lordship. Okay, I got ya. Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is how it is. So anybody, even the Kama Sutra, I remember when Lordship even did on the Kama Sutra, I think it was him or was it Fundi? One of them did on the Kama Sutra. He got the Kama Sutra all wrong. He was all projecting pictures of the Kama Sutra and all this foolishness. The Kama Sutra is not like that. It's not like that. It's not used for that. If you read even Sacred Woman, there's a part in Sacred Woman where she talks about getting to know the man's people, or you get to know who he is. But with some men, you don't always see their people. So you have some of their friends are good, and they will say, yeah, or you can, if a man don't introduce you to his friends or certain stuff, you know from there. Nature Boy, even his one of the ex-mothers was in the Atlanta house. She was in there. So I don't know. Anyways, let me just come off because, like, then I'll go into 3 hours and then I have to go get my young one, and I don't want to prolong the thing because I don't want to cut out. I think I only got to cut out a little one bit out of it, but then I'm gonna lose the chat. So what I'm saying is that how, like, he's getting his just desserts. We should all just sit and get our little bits, do our reactions, whatever we got to do. I still think we need to all work together, but that's just me. But tell me if I'm wrong. And Nosy did speak to the sister. So go to Nosy's channel, and she spoke to the sister. The audio was a bit off, but they worked through most of it. Before you go to the other lady's one. Okay, go her first, then the other lady, if you wish. All right. So that's all I want to say on this part, really. When I saw him do that, me and my daughter, we spoke about it yesterday, and I think I played it for about 2 times, and she said, yes, he's trying to play games with the courts. That's what he's trying to do. And it ain't gonna bloody work. Okay? So thank you, peoples, for coming. It ain't gonna bloody work. It ain't gonna work. I thought, and Real Talk, the other Real Talk needs to, I mean, when she got time to come up to do her thing, and she needs to start putting out videos again, because even how she was looking at things different, her and the other lady. I think she got a couple of good videos too. Thank you, Alex, for coming through. Majestic. Susan. Mind Over Matter. Fundi. I'm coming to everybody. Hold up. To go down. Soul Armor. Nosy Bitch. Miss Wise. Lordship. Back to Tea Time. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so, you know, but like I said, I'm an old lady. See, like how this sea witch look, me look older than she. And I used to have looks. That's why I like the sea witch. That's why I like her. Calypso. How she turn up man mind. But anyways. So, oh yeah, Mind Over Matter. Real Talk has questions for you. So you need to get in touch with Real Talk or Nosy Bitch. All right. So with that said, I think I'm gonna finish it. Done it here. I said my too much. Let me play my intro. Actually, I should play my friend's son, because everybody liked the music. Hopefully, he ain't gonna jump. Let me see if it's gonna play. Is it gonna play?
Je kent de naam, ey.
It's not playing. It's not playing. It plays better on my other device. It's not playing. I should just switch off now. Anyways, I'm gonna go. It didn't play. Okay, whatever. I'll just play it when I come on again. I'll play it at the beginning because everybody likes the song. That is Soul Armor's song. Soul Armor's son, Denzel. I forgot his name. Denzel Jordan. Go tap into his music. He's very good. He reminds me of my son a little bit, actually. He's very good. And yeah. And that's all I want to say. So I see everybody later. I'm not going to try play the thing. It's going to just be glitching too much. It's going to get on my nerves. So with that said, I'll see you later. Bye.